That's that guy.
All right, we're gonna just wait a minute. The public defender went out to consult with the prosecutor on a case. I believe our interpreter will be joining us here briefly. But let me give you just a little instruction. What you're here for is called an arraignment. The arraignment is the process where the judge tells you what you're charged with and asks you how you wish to plead to the charge. In some of these cases, I'm probably just going to recommend that you get an attorney to help you with this. In fact, I think that's what we'll do with Mr. McWaters. Mr. McWaters, would you come up to the podium, please?
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jeff.
You're Clarence William McWaters,
Yes, sir.
and you're still you, and I'm still me.
Yeah.
We go back a ways. Let's talk about this. You got charged in a misdemeanor complaint alleging that you stole some food that belonged to the Eagles Club and maliciously destroyed a metal cane.
Metal cane?
I think it's supposed to be can. It says CAHIN.
Yeah,
Personal property of the Eagles Club.
I never destroyed anything.
All right, well, these are both misdemeanors, punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. You've also got an old unpaid fine
I do have an unpaid fine?
from 2017, failed display of valid license, $200. You got long memories around here.
I went to the driver's bureau and they told me it was all paid off.
No, what they did is they used to suspend your license for not paying a ticket. That was called fail to comply with judgment, FCJ suspension. And in the great wisdom of the state legislature, they changed that. So now they no longer suspend you for old unpaid tickets. But we got long memories, and so you still owe that money.
I had no clue.
Now, it says you're homeless, and now it looks like you got your mom's address on Constantine Road.
No,
Do you get your mail there?
I don't get mail anywhere. My mother doesn't live on, that's my mother right there.
Yeah, I know your mother.
She doesn't live on Constantine Street
All
anymore.
right, that was a nice property.
She owns the property right now, but she doesn't live
What are
there.
you using for address? No.
I have no address. I use my mother's phone and that's it.
Well, my recommendation is we get an attorney to help you with this. Do you have any objection to that?
No, no, sir.
Years ago, some kids crashed into the pillars out front of your property
I
there.
remember that.
I was still prosecutor then.
I sure remember that. I think that's the pillars.
How long you been homeless?
My Lord, it's been about 3 years, 4 years.
Where are you hanging your hat?
I just go everywhere, wherever I can lay my head. So
Well, that's a rough gig in the
it
wintertime.
is, it's terrible. I had a guy die right next to me, froze to death. So
Where was that?
it's terrible. What's that?
Where was that?
That was behind the Spartan Hotel.
Well, you deserve better than that, but a lot of it is bad choices you've made.
This kind of stems from that right there. It was a year ago, and this case kind of stems from that.
Okay. Appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for August 1 at 8:30.
Okay.
All right, Mr. McWaters, I'll have the bailiff take you out. You do owe that old unpaid ticket.
Okay, I had no clue, but I'll take care of it. I can just pay a little at a time.
Do you have any source of income?
I work here and there with Dan Ben up there at the car shop there. Not too much though. I don't
He
make too
doesn't
much
have
money.
much work to do. His grandson was sort of working for him too. All right, Mr. McWaters, we'll get you a lawyer and we'll trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Jeanette, I went ahead and did that one because I was just gonna get
Oh,
counsel for him.
That's fine. He went the way I talked to him about
Okay.
it. so.
Bill, he isn't here. I guess that's it, Vivian. Thank you for your help.
No worries. Thank you. Have a good day.
Problem with El Salvador, the people do feel like they got their country back, the law-abiding people, but there are some significant issues about due process. They just take young men and stick them in prison, but it certainly made the country a safer place. But let's talk to Maya Black. There's our bailiff exercise program we've instituted. Make Michelle walk back and forth 5 or 6 times. Good morning. Are you Maya Leah Black?
Lee, yes, sir.
Lee. Let's take a look here. You got a ticket for driving suspended. Driving suspended and no ops are our most common offenses. Many of them are like the last gentleman. They can't get a license because they don't have lawful residency status. And then some are like you, and let's see why you got suspended. Driving suspended is punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. When I was a young prosecutor, driving suspended second carried a minimum 5 days in jail. It's a different world. If we put everybody driving suspended second in jail now for 5 days, we'd have 500 people in the jail. You got a ticket on June 21st at 12:30 in the afternoon for driving suspended Broadway and 131, right there in front of Myers. Let's take a look at your driving record. You're suspended. You got in an accident in March. Doesn't look like you owe me any money. You got a no insurance in 2022. Driving left of center in Indiana. Failing to stop at short clear distance. Oh, you got sued by somebody
Mhm.
for financial responsibility. I'm looking at this. I thought, well, your driving record doesn't look that bad. One of the ways to get suspended is to drive without insurance, get sued, fail to pay the judgment, and the attorney for the company can petition to suspend your license. So you got suspended for a lawsuit from January of 2025. We don't see very many of these. Have you been in contact with the law firm to try to deal with this?
No, sir. I'm trying to get my plan, like, be able to pay for that. And I have not been able to pay for that. And I didn't think my suspension was started until July 5th. So I was driving under the impression that my license wasn't suspended yet. But as soon as I'm working on getting disability, and my fiance just started working at Cobalt. And actually, my fiance was just in here a couple weeks ago.
What's his
David
name?
Bradford.
Who?
David Bradford.
Yeah.
With driving with no license. But
Boy, you got 0 points. And then when was this accident? Well,
it was in Three Rivers, right there at the light. We were merging on, and a
is
truck
that
sideswiped us.
And then you got sued by somebody?
By the guy that sideswiped us, yeah.
Or probably his insurance company.
Yep. Mhm.
Um,
And we are gonna attempt to make a payment either this week or next week.
Ms. Jackson, what's your thought here? Perhaps we adjourn this for a pretrial and see if she can,
I suggested that, but, but she kind of wanted to have some representation for the pretrial.
all right, you wish me to appoint an attorney for you?
Well, whatever she thinks is what you think is better for me, but I was thinking to plead not guilty because I didn't know. I got the letter in the mail saying that,
Well, one of the components of this is they have to tell you, according to this, you were suspended from June 5th.
see, and it
Through
must have been that
indefinite.
I read it wrong in the paper. Because the car's been parked. I have not driven. I have not even been in the vehicle. Well, I mean, I've been in the vehicle because I had to pull the ticket out the other day, but
All right, I'm going to show a plea of not guilty. Appoint an attorney. We get hundreds of people who are ticketed for no insurance. When you're driving with no insurance, you're not covered by the no fault statute. And if you get in an accident and you're not insured, the other person's insurance company is going to sue you. And that's what happened here.
yeah.
So I'm gonna bump this all the way out to September 5th. That way, maybe you can contact, when I started looking at this, I thought, well, she has 0 points. Her driving record isn't that bad. But yeah, as of June, you got your license suspended by this judgment. And the only way to get it unsuspended is through the law firm that filed it. Do you know who that is?
I got the paperwork.
All right, you're gonna need to work with them. It certainly gets people's attention. But you can't get back and forth to work to make money to pay on the judgment. But right now, you're suspended. And so now you know. So don't come back in here again in a couple of weeks doing this again,
No,
because
sir.
the hole will be too deep to dig out of.
And I'm not doing that.
All right, I'm gonna have the bailiff take you out. We'll get a court-appointed
Thank you,
attorney.
sir.
Work with the law firm in the meantime. See if they can lift the suspension. This is a weird one. The court doesn't have the authority to lift it. The driver license appeal division doesn't, only the person that sued you. All right, good luck to you, Miss
Thank you,
Black.
sir. I was about to-
Kyle Vansley.
Morning.
Work, sir. Mr. Vansley is one of those guys we're just talking about insurance. We get zillions of these. File number is 251184SM, People versus Kyle Warren Vansley. And I used to work with Mr. Vansley's grandparents a long time ago in a factory. You got charged with no insurance. They can now run your license plate and tell whether you're insured. And when you're not insured, you end up like that lady in dire straits. Let's take a look at your driving record. Your license is valid. Not much baggage on here. Do you have insurance now?
No, sir.
What's your plan?
I got rid of the truck. I'm just gonna get you guys a document stating that I'm no longer in possession of it or that it's been scrapped out or however the case may be. And then possibly go from there.
All right, did you discuss that with Mr. Gabriel?
Right, so he's gonna need time to do one of those two
All right.
things.
How long will that take you?
No more than a couple weeks.
All right. What was the truck?
It was an '89 Dodge Dakota.
Extended cab or just a
Just a
regular?
regular cab.
That's a dinky little truck. I had a Dodge Dakota for a long time. An '89. But put about 150,000 miles on it, and then it died about one day before I sold it. My son drove it in high school. His friends couldn't fit in the back seat, but they crammed in there anyway. All right, let's adjourn this a couple of weeks. We'll move it to a third. Are you missing work right now?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
Tech Moto
Where?
right there.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Shop to me. How long you been there?
A little over 3 months now I've been there. Yeah, a little over 90 days.
Well, they're supposed to pay a very good wage. They have a nice facility. How many people are in that plant?
Not very many are at the moment. We're trying to make a good panel. When we make a good panel, we plan on hiring like up to 50 to 60
Yeah,
people.
you make a very interesting product.
Yeah, we do.
I saw the guy did a presentation at a meeting I was at, and looks like when they get up and running, it's gonna be quite a company.
Yes, it is.
So I don't want you to end up losing your job over this, but let's set pre-trial of prosecutor for, I'll be back from vacation August 7th. Is that enough time to do what you need to do?
Absolutely.
So bring in proof that you sold or scrapped the truck, and the prosecutor could reduce the charge to something called no proof of insurance. The fine on that is $150. You've also got an unpaid license plate ticket from 2023. You owe $132.
I made a $60 payment on that this morning.
Very good, very good. Thursday, August 7th. Bring proof of sale or scrap of truck. Pay fine and plate violation. All right, Mr. Vansley, you do both of those things. I'm reasonably sure the prosecutor will reduce this to no proof of insurance. That'll save you a lot of money.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Good luck, sir.
All right.
Good morning.
I'm having one so far, thanks. I haven't started sneezing like crazy like I did yesterday. All right, I like when we get old tickets paid. He's paid 160 of 132. All right, we're plugging along here. We've got some other people that are set to be here at 9. Larissa Reyes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Take a look at your circumstance. I don't hear much noise out there, but Judge Pattison was very busy with his own cases this morning. All right, you're Larissa Yvonne Reyes,
Yes.
and you live in Sturgis.
Yes.
You got a ticket at 8:30 in the morning on June 20th for driving without a valid license over in Three Rivers,
Yes.
Douglas and Millard,
Mm-hmm.
over by the Third Ward School. Dating myself, Andrew's school. Let's take a look at your driving record. You're expired. So did you get your license renewed?
Yes, I did.
You have valid license now?
No, I had to take the test, the road test.
All right. Where'd you go to high school? Sturgis?
Mhm.
Well, if you plead guilty to this, it's gonna undo your license. Now, you already got one of these. You had it expired back in 2017 and you got renewed it. And then it expired again. Ms. Jackson, what's your thought here that we bump this out and give her time to take her test? So
Yes, Your Honor, please.
you have your permit now?
I have to get that renewed again.
Do you have an appointment with the SOS?
No, not yet.
Oh, you're not even on the board yet. How'd you get here?
My husband bought me.
All right, very good. Well, so many people can't get their license. They've got too many points, or they got multiple drunk drivings, or they lack residency status. You don't have much baggage on your driving record at all, but you need to get off the dime and do what you need to do, get your license renewed. If you get this charge of no ops, it'll be at least 180 days before you can get your driver's license. So the prosecutor, like the court, encourages people to get a valid license. So if you do that, the prosecutor can amend this to a charge that won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your license. So I'm going to bump this out and I'm going to set for pretrial all the way to September 5th. Are you missing work right now?
No, I have the day off today.
Where do you work?
And 3 Rivers in Octalis. It's a
Okay.
nursing home.
So you were driving back and forth to work. All right, well, you need your license to get back. It's a long way from Sturgis to 3 Rivers. And there really isn't any reason why you can't do it. So you haven't even been to Secretary of State yet?
No, I just can't pass the test with like the 2 cars, like in front and in the back.
Oh, parallel parking.
Yeah.
Well, I joke about it because parallel parking's hard. I joke that you should get one of those cars that automatically parallel parks. So that's the problem. You haven't been able to pass the parallel parking.
Mhm.
When did you last take the test?
A couple months ago. I don't remember the date.
All right, well, let's see if we can get you over the hump. All right, I'm gonna set a pretrial for Friday, no, I don't have to set it for that. I'll set it for August 28th. That ought to give you enough time to try this. That place has had a number of different names over the years, but it's the one out on Wilbur Road. Is it the one on the country or the one by the hospital? Optalis.
It's by the hospital.
All right, it's that one. Thursday. August 28th. 8:30. Bring proof of permit or license. Good morning, Mr. George.
Sorry, yeah, I'm going next door.
Yes. All right, Ms. Reyes, let's see if you can get your parallel parking. It's hard to even practice it. I went through with my kids. get a little car or something.
I will for sure.
Get one of
will.
those little Chevy Bugs like Shayna has or something. All right, you're good to
All
go.
right, thank you. Have a nice day.
I'm working on it. What do you have for me,
This
Mr.
is
George?
Miss Campbell. She's in custody. She's a pretrial this morning.
Yes.
It's just a trespass. It'll be
Yes.
just as charged and.
Time served.
Yes, sir.
Have you talked to her?
I have not.
All right,
I
I'll
just
bring
wanted
her
to
in.
give her a
She's had her ups and downs. Miss Davis was very mad at her the last week or so. I'm not sure Judge Pattison was very happy with her either, but I'll have her brought in when we're done with our other
Thank
stuff.
you.
You got PECs next door?
I do.
All right, if I need help, I'll ask for it. All right, William Bontrager. What's your name, sir?
I've talked to.
What's your name?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, talk.
You're here too? Oh, okay.
He was talking.
Well,
Oh,
good.
sorry.
Well, they come in all shapes and sizes. Some people are eligible licensed, some people aren't. Some people are working on it, some people aren't. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Bontrager, you got charged with careless or reckless discharge of a firearm
Yes, Your Honor.
resulting in damage over $50. That's a weird old statute, and it doesn't make any sense. This is one of those careless and reckless are in the same statute. There was a boating violation that had that, careless and reckless. Carelessness and recklessness are two different legal standards, but anyway, this is an old law. It's alleged that because of carelessness, recklessness, or negligence, you did allow a pistol under your control to discharge and hit a mobile home that belonged to Colonial Estates Mobile Home Park. Fortunately, nobody got canceled. It's alleged that on May 12th in the morning, there's a bullet hole. Oh, boy. That ain't exactly the crime of the century, but it's alleged you were inside your trailer, accidentally discharged a round through your trailer and through the hole of the next one.
Yes, Your Honor.
The gun was an unregistered 38. And you bought the gun in Indiana, but it wasn't registered in Michigan. Mr. Bontrager, how do you plead to that charge?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
All right, you want me to appoint a lawyer for you?
I have consulted one, but I do not have one with me.
Or do you plan to hire one or?
Yes, sir.
All right. Who did you talk to?
SBBO law.
Where are they out of?
As you look them up online, they're out of Grand Rapids.
All right.
But I do believe they have a firm in Kalamazoo.
What do you do, sir?
I set modular homes. As a matter of fact, I set the home that I live in now when I was in high school.
Are you related to the Bontrigers from White Pigeon?
I don't believe so.
Well, there's 1,000,006
Yes, sir.
Bontrigers out there, so at least in this part of the country. Your grandparents were Amish?
Yes, yes, sir. My dad was raised Amish and my mom was from Texas.
All right, well, show a plea of not guilty. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
Praise God.
Wait to the attorney. Well, defendant may retain counsel. Set attorney pretrial for 8/1/25 at 8:30. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer for, or you want to hire these out-of-town law firm?
I will continue to stick the route that I've been on. I'll speak
Alright.
with them.
Okay, I'll show a plea of not guilty. It does sound like an accident. There were children around. I'm not sure the prosecutor's gonna reduce this, but I think this one also requires that the gun be forfeited.
Absolutely. I'm willing to do whatever. It's just, I do have two young children that I have no intention of putting in harm's way, and I am the sole provider for them, and
All right, well, I'm sure this was charged as careless, so that's what we're talking about.
absolutely.
All right, you're good to go, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
Just a
day.
minute, Michelle, what do I got here? This has got a file number on it, but doesn't have a name on it. I'm not sure what this is. 1148.
1148 is this one that's in my hand.
Thanks.
Anything else, sir?
Not right now. Well, in a minute, we'll bring Ms. Campbell in.
Yes, sir.
All right, now we've got some 9 o'clock sentences and show causes. We also got a bunch of people that didn't show up. We got Tyson Ake, who is here. Would you come forward, please, Mr. Ake? Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You got a ticket on May 18th for driving without a valid license. You live in Bronson. You
I
were
live in Three
here.
Rivers now. I gotta get that changed.
Okay, yeah, I think you told me that back then. Let me see if I noted that. Anyway, you pled guilty to that charge. And you already had a ticket for the same thing that you owed $175. So I set the matter out for sentencing today, a month later, to see if you paid the $175,
And I did.
and you did not. So what's your
Oh, I
status?
paid $175 online.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, very good. Let's take a look. Shayna or Jenny, did Mr. Tyson pay off 25113 OT? Because that was what we hoped. Mr. Ake? Very good. Laura checked this for me last night and instead he still owed 175. Let's see if I can tell. How are they doing outside? Still got lots of cases out there?
Yes, sir. You only 9 o'clock that has for that.
Yes. I gave everybody the same deal, time to pay the tickets, and they didn't pay them. Pending credit card transaction. When did you pay that ticket online?
It had to have been a week, maybe? A week ago?
All right.
It was like a week ago before I came here.
You paid in February, you paid in April. We sent some mail to you
It was either the second or the third,
of June or July.
July.
All right.
I
Pay the
paid it
whole
up.
thing?
Yeah, I paid 175.
Looks like he still owes 175 in this other case. Mr. Ake.
If it was paid June 3rd, would it post yet from the credit card company? July 3rd.
Maybe not because we're a little behind, but let me check with Lupita.
Okay. I believe you, Mr. Ake. I don't think you'd come in here and tell me that if it weren't true. You're living outside of Three Rivers right now, right?
Yeah, and I'm 86.
Are you working?
I'm not. I'm working on getting a job.
All right. Well, now you got two with no valid ops, so it's gonna take a while for you to get. Squared away. How'd you get here today?
My mom's friend brought me.
All right, you need a ride back or somebody gonna come get you?
Somebody's gonna come get me.
All right. All right, a $100 fine, $75 crime victims registry, $50 state minimum, fee $225. I'm gonna give you some time to pay that since you just paid the other one. Did you use somebody else's credit card to pay, your mom's
Yeah.
or something?
I did. I used my girlfriend's card.
All right, I'm gonna give you until August 31st. It's about a month and a half. If you need more time, come see me. All right,
Thank you.
you're good to go.
You have a good day.
Are you Mr. Ake?
Yeah.
Do you know when you paid?
City paid July,
I know I paid like a week ago.
You don't have a precise date?
I don't.
July
I can
3rd.
try to find it.
Third? Okay, I'll just go tell the Lupita.
All right, I'll take him at his word here. If he isn't, I'll give him 5,000 days in jail. All right, you're good to go, sir.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk about who isn't here. I'll just keep it right here. I have several people that are set for sentencing with the same deal as him, and they aren't here yet. Jose Aldaco of Fenville filed 25-1206. I don't know whether he needs an interpreter or not because it didn't show up. It's from Fenville. There's a lot of agricultural work over there. Not sure what this is about. Try in order to show cause first.
Your Honor,
Yes,
Jerry Carter
yes,
did check in with Tyler.
okay. He's another one that's supposed to pay off his tickets, but he hadn't, so maybe he's down the hall paying some tickets. Felicia Lynn Slater is not here. I thought I issued a bench warrant for her, but apparently the staff reset it. She failed to appear on July 2nd. I ordered a bench warrant and then she called and they rescheduled for today. She is a huge pain in the neck. She has $800 worth of unpaid fines and costs. She has a driving suspended charge pending July 11th. And she just doesn't care. She has an unpaid assault file, unpaid license plate, unpaid retail fraud, a pending driving suspended. A few weeks later, she got this driving suspended and she has several unpaid booking fees and she never shows up when she's supposed to. My patience is wearing thin with her. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Did you go make a payment down there today?
I went and paid on the 150 that I had owed you.
All right, very good, very good.
I didn't get my receipt yet. I told her I had to come to court, so she said I could pick it up afterwards or whatever.
She has phone numbers. I'm not gonna call her. A bench warrant bond, $1 million hold until July 11th at 2 o'clock. I can't do a $1 million bond on a traffic charge, but I'm gonna hold it. She's supposed to be here on July 11th on another driving suspended charge. So we'll see whether she shows up, and if she doesn't show up, she'll get 2 bench warrants, but today's the 8th. July 11th is this. That doesn't seem right. Oh, yeah, it's at 8:30, not at 2 o'clock. That's the first Friday pre-trials this month. They're gonna be very busy. All right, let's talk to Jerry Farlor. Good morning, sir.
How are we doing today, sir?
We're doing all right. But I was trying to get in who I got
Oh,
here.
no worries, take your time, just let me know.
Shayna,
Yeah.
Mandy Allen's got a bunch of stuff.
Sorry, who?
Mandy Allen, one I was
Yeah,
trying
she's
to,
got another criminal warrant.
just
and
let me see all of
All of them?
them. Mhm.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Farlor is another case we had, driving suspended 25930 ST. I adjourned the matter. The defendant had some old cases, registration plate violation, impeding traffic, and a old DWLS. You paid 150 today?
Yes, sir. I had planned to pay the whole, I think it was 276, but I lost my wallet.
All right. That is file number 221622FY. All right, so you made an effort, so I'm not gonna put you in jail. I said, if you're not gonna pay the fines, I might as well just lock you up. I'm not gonna wipe out the old fines, but what I really want is people to pay their old fines. And so you've done that, or at least made an effort on it. So I'm gonna give you a new fine. There's a presumption under the law that didn't used to exist. But in non-serious misdemeanors, there is a presumption instituted by the state legislature that we won't put anybody in jail. We will give them a fine. We won't even put them on probation. So that was under the Criminal Justice Reform Act. And so it frowns on a jail sentence, even if people deserve it. But you've made an effort to pay it. And I appreciate that.
Well, as soon as we get a couple more tree jobs done, I will pay all of it.
All right, I'm gonna give you $100 fine. $125 in state costs, $225. Had a guy in here this morning, Mr. McWaters, that I used to see when he was about 18. You and I go back a long ways too, Mr. Farlor.
Been a long time.
Yes. I'm gonna give you till August 31 to pay that. Can you pay it by then?
Yes, sir.
And you still got those other ones to pay too, so keep chipping away at that. I'll give you an envelope. And you got a ride here today, that's good too. If you pay some on these, I'll give you an extension, even if you can't pay at all. But I'd like you to get squared away with the court. And you won't owe us anything. All right, Mr. Farlor, you're good to go, sir.
Have a good day, sir, and I'll be getting you paid
All
as
right,
possible.
okay. Well, as I said, they come in all shapes and sizes, configurations. Speaking of which, let's talk to Miss Campbell. Bradley McKenzie was set for sentencing today on a charge of no valid operator's license. He was in the Berrien County Jail. I think he's still in the Berrien County Jail.
Did you call Ken Walden? Or miss him?
No. Let's go back to arraignments. Jose Aldaco of Fenville, I did an order to show cause on that one. Kenneth Eugene Walden, Woods, no insurance, no plate, no ops. He's first failed to appear. He lives on 9th Street. If I had a phone number, I'd wake him up, but I don't have one. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Okay.
You've been in jail for a while.
Yeah.
I almost didn't recognize you. You look healthier.
Thank you.
Let me pull your case out here.
Minister, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Two questions. One is, he canceled my bond because he said it was pending charges, but there is no, the prosecutor said it was pending charges, but when they looked, there is no pending charges.
Judge Stutzman?
Yeah, but there's no pending charges.
I don't know the answer to that. Here is Berrien County, which is that dude we were just talking about.
And the Swift and Shore, how do I get into that? What steps do I take?
All right, well, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Where's this dude?
Can you get right out of 2C?
Good morning, sir. Are you Bradley McKenzie? Can you hear me? All right, our thanks to the Berrien County Jail staff for helping this, and Laura, my secretary, for setting it up.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. McKenzie, this is file 259280T, no valid operator's license. You pled guilty to that charge on June 5th, and I set the matter for sentencing today to give you time to pay off your old fines and costs. In the meantime, you ended up in the Berrien County Jail where you are now, and you have an out date sometime in September. And so we thought we'd just try to do this by Zoom and get this over with. Are you ready for me to just do the sentence?
Yes.
How long have you been in Berrien County Jail?
About 2 weeks. Almost 3 weeks.
It's awful quiet there. Our jail's so noisy. All right. What's your charge there?
It's a possession charge stemming back from about 2 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna call this good. It's gonna go on your license as a no ops, which isn't terrible. This is a constant case. 14 days jail credit, 14 days concurrent with Berrien County. Sentence. 0 fine, $125 in state costs for 2 additional days concurrent with Berrien County. So you're just gonna be in jail. This no ops ticket goes on your driving record. The $125 you owe will get swallowed up by the jail time you're doing in Berrien County. All right, thanks for Berrien. Mr. McKenzie, you're good to go.
Thank you.
I'll remove you. Thank you to Berrien County Jail staff. All right, that was a lot easier than driving him over here or waiting until September to deal with it. We just took care of it. All right, this is a pretrial. Let me get to it. People versus Yasmin Mahan. Mahan, you told me that before. Campbell. She's here on a trespass charge, and she's in custody on some other matters. I saw that you'd been arrested. You just got out
Yeah,
recently, and then you got picked up. And I understand the prosecutor and Judge Pattison or Judge Stutson were not very happy about this. So I don't know about any pending charges, but Judge Pattison canceled your bond. There's a misuse of 911 that I don't know whether you actually even got charged with that. You've been in jail for 8 days. Mr. Tim George, the Three Rivers City Attorney, says if you plead guilty to this trespass charge, he would agree to just 10 days or 8 days jail credit, 8 days. Do you understand? So let's take a look at the ticket. Let me find it. I hope it's not the Holiday Inn again.
it is.
So same thing, you're in the common areas of the Holiday Inn on.
No, I was I was at the front desk
June
trying to rent a room
29th.
because I thought that once my trespass was over, like once I did my days for, I thought it was over with. So I was trying to rent a room this time.
All right, but they told you to stay out of there and you came back?
No, I had a trespass from there a long time ago.
Yes, well, not a long time ago. You had several and they
Right,
told
but I
you,
thought that once you give me my days for it and I did my days for it, I thought it was no longer.
no, they
valid.
barred you from coming there.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right.
So
Let's
this
talk about this a little bit.
Okay.
The plea offer was 8 days, credit 8 days. Other than that, did anybody promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No,
Or threaten you?
no.
And do you understand that by entering this plea, you're giving up your right to have any trial in this matter, and there will be no trial? Do you understand? If there was a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Jeanette Jackson is here from the Public Defender's Office. Or we could also appoint an attorney for you. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. This was 9 o'clock at night. Wasn't anything extraordinary about the time, but just like a trespass from Myers or Walmart, the private business prohibits people from coming there. And this Holiday Inn, go ahead and have a seat for a second.
I'm gonna give him a call because he's not here yet.
Oh, yeah, he's not. All right. And I know from previous experience that they've barred you from coming back there.
Okay.
So you weren't sleeping in the aisleways or anything this time. You were trying to rent a room.
Yeah.
But they didn't want you in there.
Right.
Will you accept that?
Yes. So I have a pending charge. They said that the prosecutor was going to bring a charge of midnight.
Well, let me look at it because let me take care of this first.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to give you 8 days, credit 8 days. $125 or 2 additional days concurrent with your home invasion. 2525436. page. Now, supposedly, there was a misuse of 911, but I don't think it ever got charged. Let me see if I can find it.
Right, and that's his reason for canceling my bond for the new charges, but
All right, well, that's up to Judge Stutzman, not me. I know he wasn't very happy about this, and Debbie Davis wasn't very happy about this.
yeah, I know they wouldn't be happy. Maybe I should just leave it alone.
You had a pretty long belt of jail, 6 months or so.
Yeah,
And then you got out, and then and I was disappointed. And shortly thereafter, you got arrested. I haven't seen, what's this one? I don't even see this one in here.
what?
This case we just did. What's this? Yeah, in February, I gave you 16 days credit, 16 days. But this one isn't even in here. And there is no charge of misuse of 911 that I've been able to see that's been charged.
So he canceled my bond because of pending charges. The prosecutor, he asked the prosecutor, he said, is there pending charge? The prosecutor said yes, but they haven't been written up yet. So when they called yesterday, they said they're not writing them up and there is no pending charges. So I'm not understanding why I can't have my bond back.
Well, I'm not the person that can reset it. That's up to Judge Stutzman.
So how do I contact him? Because I can't.
Who's your lawyer?
Paul Gibson.
Okay.
But I can't call him. You can't, his number's restricted from the jail. And I'll go to court till first. But I'm really more interested in like Swift Insurance. I don't know if
Well, I think you could benefit from it. They didn't do it to you last time.
But can I, with my charge, can I go to Swift Insurance?
That's up to Judge Stutzman.
But is home invasion qualified? Like, can I qualify for it?
No, not generally on a home. Well, yes, you could. But I'm not 25-1271. Campbell. I can't even find this ticket in the system. They spelled your name wrong. Yes, they spelled your name wrong. Spell it Yasmin, Yasmean, and it ends up in the wrong place. So correct spelling of her name. When I see Mr. Gibson later this week, I'll express your concern. But I don't have jurisdiction over that. All I know is that the day you got arrested, Miss Davis was in here and she was not very happy about it. And neither was Judge Stutzman. So this matter, this trespass, minor matter, is done. 8 days, credit 8 days, 2 additional days, which will be swallowed up by the time that you're doing. So you can go with a car officer and go back and get breakfast buffet.
Breakfast buffet?
Is that what they're having today?
No.
Oh, omelet station and all that kind of thing?
No, I wish. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you. Well, they should have. Jeanette, I got some other business I need your help on.
I do.
Yes, I do.
Oh, my new folder just got ripped.
Uh, Hi, booking, Judge Middleton calling.
Let's call Kevin Bellow. Good morning, Mr. Bellow. Give me a moment to pull up your file. I have two separate cases. We'll call case number 2616 first. All right, you were in front of Judge Hill back on June 10th, and we reset the case for today's dates to allow you the opportunity to see discovery, the police reports from the prosecutor's office on that case. I don't know whether you've received that yet. Have you received the police reports from them, the discovery?
I got the police reports. They're all false.
Okay, so
I couldn't see the video from the police camera.
Okay.
I don't know why. I mean,
sometimes I think I've seen that they send a link.
To this day, I can't get that.
You weren't able to do that. So it might be worthwhile having a follow-up conversation with them, because what you're saying to me is you don't agree with the facts that are in the police report, number one, and you couldn't review the video that you were hoping to be able to see, right?
Yeah.
So
but I also just want to, try to get this done.
And that's
I got things to do, this is taking a lot of my time right now.
I understand, and that's part of the process. Obviously, when you get charged with a criminal offense, it can take some effort to get it resolved. All I can do at this stage is give you the options that you have. You haven't entered a plea to any charge. If you decide to plead guilty to the charge, then we would go forward with a guilty plea. But if you'd like to have a conversation with the prosecutor and have a follow-up conversation with them, you could do that this morning.
I honestly don't know what to do anymore, because this is just gonna take up more time waiting for a prosecutor. I'm not guilty. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I don't know how else to say it to you guys. But I don't know what else to tell you, honestly, dude. I've been dealing with you guys for a lot, for unreasonable reasons, for false accusations. I just want to be done, man. Get the fuck out of here. Be done with you guys in my life. Continue with my life and my family, my kids. You guys have just gotten accusations, false accusations from people that don't even fucking know me. You guys take the charges, hammer me with them, and try and get money and 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 money off me every fucking time. I'm done with it. I'm fucking sick and tired of you guys. The police charged me with shit that I actually not even got. I got my ass fucking handed to. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I got my fucking company, my kids. I stood like this and let these people beat the shit out of me. I do not deserve anything of what you guys are giving me. I do not deserve any of these fucking charges. I got my fucking ass beat by 5 guys, and that's brawling? How is that brawling? They jumped me. That's all there is to it. That's the truth right there. I don't know what the fuck you guys gotta keep sorry for my language, what you guys gotta keep investigating for 3-4 fucking months.
So let me try to, and I want you to take a couple deep breaths if you don't.
This is taking my time, man.
I understand.
Last time I came here, I lost work. I couldn't pay my rent because of that shit.
So can you pause for a moment so I can respond to what you said?
Well, at least you gave me time to talk, so thank you. You guys never give us fucking time to talk.
I want you to be able to be heard, and
I want this to be done. I didn't do nothing.
I understand what you're saying. I just want you to understand the judicial process.
I know the traditional process,
Well,
man, and it's all
It
bullshit.
sounds like you don't understand the roles. Let me explain.
I do understand.
I don't have any
I've been in your
authority.
system since I was 13 years fucking old, dude.
All right.
You guys do not let me go.
Can I speak? I just want.
Go ahead.
We can both speak, but you got to let me talk too, okay? I don't have any authority over the executive branch, which is the prosecutors and the police department. They may have decided that they think that there's a charge that they can prove against you. My job is to make sure that you have your fair rights addressed here in court. The only way we can do that in a fair way is for me to tell you about the charge that's been presented to you.
She does, right?
What's that?
She does, right?
She's the prosecutor.
Yeah, she should have that, what you're saying, because I spoke to her last time.
She does have the ability to make decisions on how the prosecutor's office wants to proceed with the case. That's her.
I don't want to take time to talk to her on the outside.
You do
this now?
You want to talk? Well, there are other people in front of you, so she may not be able to meet with you this moment, but yes, you can have a
She
conversation.
has an offer from me. You said she has a case that she could file against me.
She doesn't have there's not an offer in the file from.
So what's gonna happen? Are we just gonna reschedule this hearing again and go through the same
We
steps?
don't need to reschedule it yet. You're here today. If you'd like to have a conversation with Ms. Keller, when it's your turn to speak with her, you'll have that opportunity. So there's other people who are waiting to see a prosecutor. You'll get a chance when it's your turn. Understand that she represents the government's interest. She represents the police department's view of the case. She's provided you the discovery. You all can have a conversation about it. If you decide that you do not want to enter any type of plea to the charge, which is perfectly within your rights.
I could pay you guys money. What do you guys want? How much do you guys want? I'll go pay that shit right now.
That's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested.
I am, man, because I don't want to see you again. I want to see her again.
The charge is brawling. It's not that simple where someone just pays a fine and it's over. It may not be that simple.
There was a $50 fine on it.
No, that's the bond amount. That means if you had failed to appear, then you would have to post a bond of $50. That's different than a fine.
Man, I'll talk to her, man, because I'm just done with you guys, dude.
I need you to be patient with me because that's one of the charges.
I'm patient with you guys. You guys are never patient with me. The moment I do something dumb, you guys fucking put my ass locked up. Get my ass charges, never fucking patient. You never hear my side, so let's do this shit quick, man, and get it done. I'm not trying to be rude, but you guys have taken so much fucking time of my life.
But you are being rude. You're deliberately cussing and you're not listening. Well,
you know,
everybody here,
like you would get frustrated with someone else out here, and you can do what the fuck you want.
But I treat people with respect, and I expect you to do the same.
Well, I'm tired of you guys, man, because I didn't do nothing. And you guys are treating these other people that did harm me like fucking victims, like they're precious.
I've asked you a couple times to watch your language. I'm being pretty patient about it, but I want you to have a seat because if you said you wanted to speak with Ms. Keller, so if you can have a seat. When it's your turn to speak with her, you'll have the opportunity. And Ms. Keller, there are two charges that are pending. There's the brawling charge, and there's a second case that involves making unreasonable noise and use of fighting words. So the second case I haven't addressed yet with Mr. Bellow.
Thank you, Your Honor. Is the second case more recent than the?
Yes, no, it's an older case, actually. So I can go through the history with you on that, but you'll just want to look at it and see what the status is for that older case.
And I just want to clarify, I know he was represented by Ms. Saline on an earlier case. Is that?
That case concluded.
Okay.
Yeah, we have not, he's not asked for public defender, but I want to make it clear, Mr. Bellow, if you decide that you'd like the public defender to represent you, you can. I think he's saying he does not want the public defender to represent him. So you can have the conversation with Ms. Keller without counsel present. People that you've not spoken to. Okay. And the next person would be Henry Goodman. Jesse, and let's get, I need a face sheet for Jesse too. So we can get him called. All right, Ms. Keller, you're standing. Hang on a second, Mr. Lau. Ms. Keller's standing, so she might have something to talk to us about.
Yeah, can we, Mr. Bellow's trying to get to Cheyenne, so if we could call him up.
Yes, we can recall Mr. Bellow.
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had a conversation with Mr. Bellow this morning. There is a deferred prosecution offer in the file. The only affirmative condition is that he complete mediation with Mr. Martinez. This is the alleged other party for this charge. I've told Mr. Bellow I want him to make a good faith effort to complete the mediation. If the mediation does not work out, the city is willing to dismiss this case, but I want to see a good faith effort that he tried to complete it. I don't know if the other party will complete it. I know it's a two-way street, but
And is that Michael Martinez that would be expected to
that
participate?
would be Alejandro.
Alejandro, so different Martinez than I'm thinking of, okay.
Yes, it's in the first.
Okay, so, a deferred, and that's to the brawling charge in case number 2025-2616. So a deferred prosecution, Mr. Bellow, means that you don't have to plead guilty to anything. You're not pleading guilty to a charge. Have you taken a position with respect to the fees associated with that, Ms. Keller?
Your Honor, given this situation, Mr. Bellow has had to move. He's traveling a significant distance to see his kids. The city's gonna ask for a waiver of fines and fees.
Okay. So it's case number 2025-2616. There is a deferred prosecution offer in the file. The condition of the deferred prosecution is that you not, number one, not be charged anywhere in the next 3 months with a charge of a criminal offense that results in a guilty finding. And then the other condition is that you make a good faith effort to complete mediation through the Community Mediation and Resolution Center for the City of Boulder. So you'll be given their contact information. You're going to still have a quick meeting with Fernanda, who's our probation officer. She's going to give you the information for the community mediation folks. I don't get to decide what good faith effort means because I think you and Ms. Keller have had that conversation. But you're going to need to at least contact those folks and be willing to participate in a mediation. That's what you'd be expected to do. Based on the request from Ms. Keller, I'm going to waive the deferred prosecution fees associated with the case.
You should be able to do it over Zoom. So, cool.
And it might be worthwhile for some follow-up from the prosecutor's office with mediators so that they're familiar with what your expectation is. I wouldn't want to get a letter back saying the person's failed to comply and then we have to address it.
I can reach out to them today and just give them a heads up.
That sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, my sincere hope is that this will lead to a better living situation for everybody.
Okay, thank you for that, Ms. Keller. And then I want to just pull up the other case because there were two cases that were filed here. One is the older case. We didn't address that on the record, but I want to make sure that we have addressed it. This is case number 2024-2805. So back in June on that case, if you'll recall, you were in court. You, at that time, Mr. Bellow, you pled guilty to a charge of making unreasonable noise. And I imposed fines and costs, suspended most of those fines and costs on the condition that there be no similar violations. I'm sorry, not making unreasonable noise and use of fighting words. And so there was a show cause order issued in that case. So I want to just check in with Ms. Keller on the show cause situation. It was scheduled for a show cause advisement for today's date. Obviously, the allegation was based on the new charge with the deferred prosecution. It's not technically resulting in conviction. So do you have a position with respect to how we should proceed on the old case?
Your Honor, since the new charge doesn't technically result in a conviction, I think the city should withdraw the show cause.
Okay, so there won't be any action taken on the other case. Thank you for that, Ms. Keller. I'll make a notation for our probation officer. CA withdraws motion for show cause. That case will remain open. Let's see, it was a suspended sentence for 12 months, so it remains open. Well, at this point it doesn't because it was June 11th when you entered into that case last summer, and it was a 12-month suspended sentence. So my understanding would be that there would be no longer be any conditions at this juncture on that case because the 12-month suspended sentence has now been completed.
That makes sense to me.
Okay. So that case can close. So just one case will be open. We'll have you meet with Fernanda. She'll go over all of this with you. She's going to give you the contact information. I'm going to waive the deferred prosecution fee. And you'll have to contact community mediation to get go through the mediation process through the city. All right. Any questions for me?
No, sir, apologize.
Thank you.
Apologize.
Okay. I know it's emotional. Down to see Fernanda. Be polite with her, please. She doesn't.
I will.
Be
You
hassled.
guys actually worked with me this time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
2 days. And Ross was covering and Ross was in another court and they didn't get the stuff done till late in the day.
Did the power go out here?
What?
Did the power go out? Mine went out. A couple times.
Or it flickered a time or two. So I've got this guy, Shannon James, who has dog tickets and he continually doesn't show up. He's actually got more than this. Miss Campbell, I'm not sure what her offer is. What Deborah said is they were going to try to send her to prison. I'm not sure. Shayna, we've also got 2 pending bench warrants on Shannon James. I'd like to see those 2. 25923 OM and 241506. I thought he had more than this. Sturgis trespass and another trespass. So he's got these 2 dog warrants. He's got a couple of trespasses, and he never shows up when he's supposed to. So he got arrested, and we'll see if we can find out about it. Now the jail says that Mandy Allen has a whole bunch of stuff. Possession of dangerous drugs, obstructing police, failure to appear, receiving, concealing stolen property. I don't even know what all that is about. Let's see what else we got pending here. Show cause on Janie Gibson on multiple charges. JAYNEE, Black Journey with Janie. 2416SM, 241350. 242105. I did a show cause on all of these. I don't know where she is. One is a no proof of insurance. A bunch of no shows. Set bond at $250 cash or surety per file. 48-hour hold. Ms. Gibson, you failed to appear repeatedly on a no proof of insurance from 2024, a disorderly person from 2024, stray dog from 2024. Not sure what the deal is, but I did 2 show causes. I'm not gonna dink around anymore. There's bench warrants for your arrest with $250 bond per file. All right, let's see who we got here. Oh, we got this creepy room. I'm not sure if you guys heard me regarding Shannon James. He's got additional cases I'd like to have. And what else we got? Jose Aldaco. I did that one, and Walden. Did that one. There was one pretrial, which was Miss Campbell, which we took care of. She also has other stuff, booking fees. We're not worried about that.
Yeah, we're a little busy today, so. Hey Shannon, when you guys are done, you said this, but. Okay, all right.
All right, here they come.
There are 2, these are the 2 that I found, I got more.
No, just those 2.
Okay, great.
Okay. Good morning. Are you Shannon Rochelle James?
Yes, sir, I am.
Ms. James, you got a bunch of stuff. You got 4 total things. This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the courthouse, and Jeanette Jackson is here with us from the Public Defender's Office. You have an unlicensed dog charge, 242150 SM, under state statute. You failed to appear multiple times. I did a show cause. Posted a bond in June 12th of $200. And then you didn't show up for your pretrial.
Yeah, I didn't show up.
All right, so there's that one. I do have $200 bond in that case. In file 242151, you have another stray dog charge. You posted a bond, and then you didn't show up for your pretrial. So it did a show cause, you didn't show up for that, so I issued a bench warrant for you June 27th. Then you have a trespass charge from the city of Sturgis on May 15th. You didn't show up for that. Which was June 25th. Then another trespass in a Sturgis case. Same thing, you got released, you didn't show up on June 25th. That's 241506. How did you get arrested last night?
I got arrested yesterday morning, because I had, well, I guess I had a warrant out and, me and my boyfriend, we were, camping, on property. I guess we were trespassing and we didn't really know that we were.
Where
we
did
were
you get
there-
arrested yesterday?
We were on the other side of Walmart, on the other side of the horse stalls.
Walmart in Sturgis?
Yeah, yeah.
Who's your boyfriend?
His name is Brad Layson.
He got arrested too?
Yeah. Because we both had outstanding warrants, and I knew I had one, and I'm so sorry I didn't show up for court. I'm not gonna make no excuses. I lost my paperwork and it had been raining and, I should have called and I didn't, and that was my
Well, we
fault.
have this whole new phenomenon of homeless people that are struggling to get by and they get charged and then they repeatedly don't show up for court.
Right. Yeah. And
Uh,
normally I do, any other time I would show up for court because it's not like I just don't want to, because I don't want to, I don't want to do that.
Well, I'm gonna set all these for a pretrial with the prosecutor
Okay.
for Thursday, July 10th. Well, we got 2 city cases of stray dog. They may be able to dismiss one of those.
Okay.
We've got 2
Yeah,
bonds.
I don't have those dogs
Then you've
anymore.
got 2 Sturgis trespasses and possibly a new one. Bonds will remain at $250 cash or surety in each case.
So I have to come up with $500?
No, you gotta come up with $1,000. My advice is you just stay where you are until Thursday. That's the soonest I can do this. We'll coordinate with the county prosecutor and the city prosecutor and see if we can get these done. But you're like will o' the wisp. You get arrested, you post a bond, then you don't show up. I do a show cause, you don't show up. You get arrested, I give you a bond, you don't show up. So I'm
Right.
holding on to you. I think we can do all of these. And deal with them on Thursday. But I'm afraid if I let you out, you're not gonna show up again. So
I'll show up. I swear to God, I will.
yeah, you'll show up. We'll have you brought up from the jail and we can maybe take care of everything you got pending. All right, you're good to go. I'll see you Thursday morning at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, would you let Tim George, I know I need to see him before he gets out of here. All right, thanks. Bye. 2 of those are ordinance trespass. I'm gonna get Tim's permission to dismiss one of those. And I would guess county prosecutor would dismiss one of the dog cases. The dog cases are 24-2150, 24-1506, 25-9230M, 25 242151. No, took Mandy Allen, another one that's got all kinds of stuff. She's listed as being in custody on a whole bunch of other stuff, but I don't see that any of that has been charged yet. Good morning, Miss Allen. This is Judge Middleton. Can you see me?
Yes, sir.
Jeanette Jackson is here with me from the Public Defender Office.
What happens?
Mr. George, we just did a pretrial or an arraignment on Shannon James. She's got 2 trespasses and possibly a new trespass and some dog complaints. I set her for a pretrial on Thursday.
Okay.
But I don't want to drag you over here on Thursday. I'm asking if you would dismiss one of the trespasses if she pled of the other one.
Yeah. Yes,
So I'll put so you don't need to be here for that pretrial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Per T. George. We'll dismiss one trespass. Or plea in the other. All right, then let's talk to Mandy Allen. She's another will-o'-the-wisp. She's hard to get here. Miss Allen, you got 2 old traffic cases. 24854 OT is a driving without a valid license under Sturgis City ordinance that occurred allegedly on May 18th. You didn't show up for your arraignment. I did a show cause. You didn't show up for that. And in September of 24, we issued a warrant for your arrest. You had an earlier driving without a valid license. Same thing. You didn't show up. I did a show cause and you got picked up yesterday or the day before. They also show in the jail booking information a bunch of stuff, which I don't see. Shows possession of dangerous drugs, stolen property, and obstruction of police. All I got is these 2 little traffic cases. So let's talk about these, Miss Allen. It's alleged that on September 14th of 2023 that you were driving a vehicle without a valid operator's license. That's a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus costs. It does carry 2 points on your driving record. Let me see if these are in my queue. Then you like that one so much, you got another ticket for the same thing in May of 2024 for driving without a license again. Same charge, 90 days and or $100. And then you failed to appear for all that. So you've been in jail now for a day or 2. How did you come to get arrested?
I was getting Wi-Fi out outside of the Walmart, and the cop approached me and told me that it was illegal to get to use people's Wi-Fi. He just said that I looked suspicious.
You
Cause I was
do,
in there
huh?
getting Wi-Fi.
Well, I don't know that it's illegal to get Wi-Fi from a public place like Walmart, but was anybody with you?
Yeah, I had a friend Belle with me.
And did you both get arrested or just you?
Yeah, we both got arrested. Yeah, she had a show cause as well. She got out yesterday.
Bell goes?
Yeah.
Well, let's see if I can find these tickets. 9, do the first one, 231776. It says your license is expired, at least it was back then. So you got this ticket on September 14th, Orange and Congress, driving without a license. Stop for not wearing your seatbelt. I tell everybody, if you're going to drive around with no license, wear your seatbelt. Anyway, the allegation is you were driving on that day, September 14th, and you didn't have a valid license. How do you plead to that, Miss Allen?
Guilty.
Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to that?
No.
Promise you anything?
No.
I might have some bond in here. $100. All right, Miss Allen, do you understand that by pleading to that charge, you'd be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? And if you had a trial, you'd have the right to have an attorney.
Well, if I plead not guilty, if I plead guilty, then does that mean I'm gonna be stuck in jail, or do I plead not guilty? I don't know.
I'm gonna give you time served and use your bond money to pay your fine.
Okay, I'm guilty.
Jeff Brown paid your fine.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Middleton.
So I can't use that bond money to pay your fine.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about this a little further. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to have an attorney. You could hire one, or I could appoint one for you. You could take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury cannot hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for you or against you subpoenaed to come to court. So let's talk about this. You want me to let you out of jail. I'm not sure exactly what's holding you in jail. You got 2 days jail credit on this old no ops. I'm going to give you the minimum fine of $125 or 2 additional days. Other than that, did anyone promise you anything?
No, sir.
Where were you going back in that day, September of 20?
I don't remember, sir.
Well, let's see where it was. It was Orange and Congress Street at 11:19 at night in September of 23. Your license wasn't valid at that time?
I could have been either going to the store or heading back home, one of the two.
All right, 2 days jail credit, 2 days. The minimum allowable, 125 or 2 additional days concurrent with your other case, 24854 OT. All right, now you got another ticket. then you never showed up for that one. Let me see, you may actually have some additional jail credit in that case. You got 3 days credit, 3 days in that one. All right, you got a new ticket in 2024. You just keep doing what you're doing. That ticket is another no operators license. File number on that is 24854. Find that one. It's ordinance ticket. In that one, they alleged you were driving without a valid license on May 18th, Virginia and Mechanic Street in Sturgis at 7 o'clock at night. You didn't show up on May 24th. I did an order to show cause to try to get you to come in. You didn't come in, and lo and behold, you got arrested this week. So are you willing to plead to that charge also from May of 24?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember where you were going that day?
Oh, if it was Virginia Mechanic, I was probably on my way home because I live on Mechanic.
Do you have a place to live right now?
Yeah, 800 Mechanic Street.
Who lives there?
Me and Jeff Brown.
All right, so Jeff Brown's still in the picture?
Yeah.
Mandy, I'm not sure I buy that. I think he may be in the background, but I don't think you're actually living there.
No, I am. I promise you, Middleton. I can have them attest to that I am.
All right. 2 days jail credit, 2 days, $125 or 2 additional days, concurrent with your other traffic ticket, which is 231776. So theoretically, you need to pay $250, or you got to do 2 more days in jail.
Okay.
I can't tell that the prosecutors charge you with any of these new crimes. Resisting and obstructing and the other things that they list there have not formally been charged. So the only thing that they actually presented me with is these 2 traffic cases.
Okay.
So if, like I said, if someone brings $125 per case, I guess you get out. Otherwise, you're going to do 2 more days. And then the prosecutor charges with something else. I guess you'll get arraigned on it. Why don't you show up for court? You just quit coming in here. I do a show cause to try to give you the benefit of the doubt, and then you wouldn't show up for that.
I don't have any excuses, Your Honor. Just, not having a license and a legal way to get to you really is the problem.
All right, Miss Allen, that takes care of everything I got.
Thank you, Your
We'll see
Honor.
if there's anything else. All right, good luck. Nice jail pants, tank top combination there. All right, Miss Jackson, I guess that's all I got. I thought there were going to be some other charges to arraign her on, but apparently there aren't. So it took care of her 2 driving charges. And I think that's everybody we were supposed to see.
No,
And I don't know what we got for, do you have afternoon arraignments or?
Well,
There are
he has
no
an order to
charges,
show
I
cause.
just haven't gotten them from the prosecutors yet.
Yeah, that's what
Are
I
you
told
gonna
her.
arraign them though?
No, the magistrate can see her when those come.
Alright, so
You can have this. All right, if they'd been done, I would have just done them.
well, I kind of wanted you to see her
Yeah, just a minute. All right, let's complete the live feed. That completes our morning. We'll see what else we get. Shayna likes to like.
All rise. 30 for discourse now in session. I will Michael K. McKenzie presiding.
All right, be seated, please. Good morning. David Maurice Ford.
Morning, Your Honor. Edward
25
Shelton, I'm hearing for Mr. Ford. Mr. Ford, step up to the podium and give your name to the judge.
25W, hang on one second, 25W8367708.
Once again, Edward Shelton.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is David Maurice Ford.
Call in Sadie on this. All right, so your client has two violations. Failure to appear for the court work program on June 21 and failure to appear for the relapse prevention group at the guidance center between June 9th and June 14th. So how is he going to proceed on this?
Yeah, he's going to plead guilty with an explanation. He's already done with probation. He has what appears to be a rational explanation of appearing, going to test, and coming back after the program ended. Secondly, he was at a funeral and provided proof of that in this the counseling session.
All right, sir, if you plead guilty here, you could get 10 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
I did.
Mr. Zelnick, do I have an appearance from you, sir?
Sent another one in by computer last Thursday.
Lisa, do I have one?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
it should be in there.
Okay,
And I represent him on the original charge.
all right. So if you plead guilty here, you understand you're giving up all the rights on the advice of rights.
Yes, sir.
Did you sign that document and read it and understand it?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions on your rights?
Not on my rights.
As to count one that you failed to appear for the court work program on June 21 of 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to appear for the court work program on that day?
No, sir.
Wait, hold on. You appeared and then believed you were excused to go test, and then you didn't come back to work. Is that correct?
Correct. I explained to the man and he goes, go ahead, we can reschedule you.
You did not appear, you did not serve the day on the court work program, correct?
That's correct.
As to count two that you failed to appear for the relapse prevention group at the guidance center between June 9 and June 14, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to appear for the relapse prevention program between those dates of June the 9th and June the 14th?
It was a one day, you didn't appear between that time period. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What day didn't you appear?
It was the day of the funeral. Is that right?
You know, the 17th, I believe it is.
Well, they're alleging between June 9 and June 14.
I missed for the funeral on June 26, 2000.
They're not alleging that. They're claiming you missed between June 9th and June 14th. June 26th has nothing to do with that. I don't think there's any violation. Miss Jamie, your name?
Sadie, Jamie, probation.
All right. So this has nothing to do with the funeral, this count two, correct?
Correct.
Which day did he miss? Maybe he's got the wrong dates.
Can
You
you,
didn't appear. They say you didn't appear the other day.
can you enlighten me?
Yes, Your Honor. I received an email from the guidance center supervisor that David missed group between 6/9/25 and 6/14/25
And how many times did he miss during those dates?
once.
What day was that?
They did not give me the specific date.
All right.
It would be the Friday you missed. So whatever week it was a Friday you missed.
I believe
I only
that's
go on
correct.
Fridays.
Hang on a second. Let's just slow down. June 9th was a Monday, June 13th was a Friday.
June 13th. Does that sound right?
June 13th.
Why didn't anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
All right, I'm gonna accept your guilty, please. Why didn't he show up? Tell me what happened with the court work program and what happened with the relapse prevention, Mr. Zelnick. Why didn't he show up on the 13th? And why did he leave the court work program?
Mr. Ford, you appeared at the court work program and was unable to give a blood sample or urine sample before the program. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you asked the court program operator, is he under oath, Judge, or are you gonna just take his word?
Say that again?
You'll take his word for it. He's not under oath, but you'll accept his statements here?
Well, yeah, I already took his plea. I
So,
mean,
Mr. Ford, then you believed you were excused from the program to go and test, is that correct? So you didn't work on the program that day?
That's
Did you go back and give a drop or a sample that day?
I did.
There's enough there. Now, whatever date they said, you missed a Friday, and you may have the wrong dates because of the funeral, but you believe if they say you missed the 13th, then you missed the 13th of June.
Well, it could have been, I called and talked to Alex one day to be excused because I had a wash machine that went out for a month.
was that on June 13th?
That was on Friday the 13th. And the wash machine repairman, I had to be there for him to get into my house because I didn't have a wash machine for a month.
What time was your appointment at, your relapse prevention program?
I get there at 10 o'clock.
Well, why didn't you make sure that the washing machine mechanic, so to speak, came after that or before that?
I asked and they had no openings. I had to wait for 2 weeks to get somebody to come to my house.
That old Maytag repairman. Well, Judge, that was a bad Friday the 13th. I think we resolved.
Who are you claiming from the court work program that let you go test and told you that you didn't have to come back?
It was the man that was running.
Well, wait a second. Let's slow down here. The court work program on Saturdays runs from June 6:30 in the morning. I'm sorry. The testing site is available 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning, right?
Correct.
Court work program goes until what time?
1:30.
All right. If you went down the street at 9:30, why in the world would you have thought you didn't have to go back?
Because the man told me that I can be rescheduled for another appointment to work on a
Who
Saturday.
was it?
I don't know his name, sir.
What did he look
I
like?
had my vest on.
What did he look like?
He was a shorter man,
Shorter man.
kind of.
Well, he's not the supervisor.
And he goes, Mr. Ford, you were the first one here. Let's follow me, let's get you signed out right now. And, I gave him my vest and my gloves and I left. He says, we'll reschedule. I wouldn't have gone if he didn't tell me that, sir. Ever.
All right. What else do you want to say, Mr. Zelnick?
Judge, I presume that he's up to date, no positive test, but otherwise he's in compliance. This is his first series of violations. Mr. Ford, as the court may recall through the case, is undergoing emotional stress due to the passing of his wife and his mother at the same time. And I perceive just a slow, even though he works, he's an intelligent man, he's got a daughter who's a school teacher, Carlton. I think there are some developing cognitive issues where he needs to focus better on what needs to be done.
Anything else?
You pretty much agree with that, right?
Yes, sir, I told Sadie the other day I'm not sure what day it was, that my wife did all of it. I never had to plan a vacation because my wife did it all, so I'm trying to get back, I'm trying to get on the positive side of getting everything, and I have everything scheduled. I have a schedule right in my phone. And I have a schedule that Sadie gave me that I'm working out of also.
What do you have to say?
Mr. Ford, he's compliant everywhere else. He goes to testing, he comes to meetings with me, comes to status review. There is some issues with taking accountability and being responsible for completing the things that he needs to do. It's been kind of a pattern with him.
You know, we were younger, Judge, we tie a string on our finger to remind ourselves. Maybe you need to put some strings on your fingers before.
So what do you think?
I would recommend that he pay court costs and have an extra day on the court work program. And then Mr. Ford would also need a new date for his community service because that was due on July 1st and he did not.
How many hours did I order on that again?
40.
Ordered.
How many did you complete?
Well, after tomorrow, it'll be 33.
Your Honor, I have proof of 12.
So you gotta get us the proof.
Next, down at the church.
All right.
Your Honor, before you conclude the matter, he's preemptively advised you of missing a session because of a funeral. And I don't know if probation's aware of that. I hate to bring it back on another one. Let you know now that
You're not gonna violate him on that.
No.
Nobody's gonna violate.
Well, I don't want to bring the medical examiner. I brought the big tag repairman. We brought in Friday the 13th. I'd like to move on to it.
So 1 additional day on the court work program plus the day that you missed. Pay $100 in costs. All community service all community service has to be completed by July 31. So you have to provide us proof that you've got all 40 hours done by July 31. Additional costs of 100. Can you pay those today?
Yes, sir.
Well, you said you're close, right? You said you got 33 hours.
I'm
done.
close. Yeah, I'm gonna work. The Deacon Pat down the street at the church said he was gonna try 5 more hours. So I can
Well, where are you gonna do the other, you said you're gonna have 20, did you not say you were gonna have 33 done after you did certain hours? Where is that at?
down at the church.
How many hours are you doing tomorrow?
8,
All right,
27. And I might have more than 33 hours.
okay, well, that's fine, but the point is that you look like that was an impressive sentence, and if you've got 33 done by tomorrow, you should be able to do the other 7 by the end of the month, right?
By the end of the week, sir.
Okay, well, I'm giving you till July 31, and we're gonna give you 1 additional day on the court work program.
Thank you,
You
Ron.
can pay your costs now. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks a
Great to
lot.
see you today.
Thanks a lot. Albert Leon Trace Brown. 24G82738. 24W836241. Name? On January 6th, I arraigned you for failure to pay 133, pled guilty. I told you to pay by January 27th. This is July the 8th. On the other case, you tendered a plea of guilty to failure to pay 193. I ordered you to pay by February 17th. This is July the 8th. I also told you to come and talk to me if you didn't have the money. Did I do that or not?
I believe you did, but
I'm sure I
I'm pretty
did.
sure it slipped in my mind.
Slipped your mind?
Yes, sir. In all factuality, I ain't no lie to you.
I'm sorry?
I said, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Well,
It
that's,
slipped my mind.
it slipped your mind.
Yes, sir.
I wish it would slip my mind to pay my tax bills that I just got. You know that? I'm serious. Now listen to me.
Yes, sir.
It's time to grow up. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Well, what are you doing?
Honestly, I'm paying my own bills.
Where do you work?
I just started actually like
When?
2 weeks ago.
What were you doing before that?
I didn't have a job.
Why not?
My car broke down. I literally just got a ride up here today, I promise you. Like, I have a son and everything. I own my own house.
When did you last work before starting the painting work 2 weeks ago?
a good 6 months to a year.
So you couldn't get your car fixed because you didn't have the money.
Yeah.
Does it make, hang on,
Yes, sir.
does it make any sense to you that you wouldn't find a job and figure out a way to get there?
I've kind of been trying.
Kind of been trying.
I understand. I know it seems like I'm not in as much as I could be, but I honestly been trying as much as I can.
Where'd you apply?
A job called Single Source. I actually paid.
I know, but where'd you apply in the last 6 months to a year? It sounds like it's been longer than.
McDonald's, Wendy's, every fast food you can
Where?
think of.
Where?
E-course.
Where, slow down. Where in E-course or on E-course?
On West Jefferson. I live right off West Jefferson.
You applied at McDonald's?
Yes, yes.
They wouldn't hire you?
No, sir.
Where else did you apply?
I've also applied at Wendy's,
Where?
Burger King, Subway.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Come on. Slow
Wendy's.
down. Wait, Wendy's where?
Wendy's in Gibraltar.
You were gonna somehow get to Gibraltar without a car? Now listen to me.
That was.
Hang on. You didn't have a car, so you couldn't get a ride and you couldn't get to work. And you live where?
I live in Eagle.
Right. Does it make any sense that you were applying to Gibraltar? Whoever's got the phone, it's got to leave the building right now, please. Got to take the phone out of the building.
Whose phone went off?
Sir,
Gotta go out.
in the white t-shirt, whose phone went out?
Yeah, let's
It might have been mine, sorry.
Got to take it out of the
Guys,
building.
make sure your phones are off. Two sides.
Does that make any sense?
No, sir.
Do you know how much you've just convinced me that you haven't been trying?
I understand.
I know. Now look, if you want to go your whole life in poverty, that's your choice. But don't come up here and start telling me stories. All I asked you to do, if you didn't have the money, call the court, we'd go on Zoom. You couldn't even be bothered to do that, even though you're sitting around the house for 6 months to a year. Now look, whether you end up in poverty or not, when you're 25, 35, 55, it's no skin off of my neck. But figure out a way to make a living. Really. I don't understand why people do this to themselves. You couldn't even be bothered to call the court and talk to me and say, Judge, I don't have the money. But you're just telling me stories now. I don't want to hear stories. Listen to me. I hear stories every single day. I'm surprised I don't lose my cool a lot more. I get tired of having people stand there and lie to me. I'm not sure you don't deserve to go to jail today. How much money you have with you? How could you have money? You don't work.
I just paid all my money towards my bills.
Well, you've only been working for 2 weeks of the last year. How could you possibly have money unless you had you're a trust fund baby and they're giving you a couple $100,000 a year? This ticket has been outstanding now for 10 months. I'll give you one more chance, but if you do this again, I'm sending you to jail. Do we understand one another?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure we understand one another? Are you sure you understand that if you don't have money, that you at least have the courtesy of either coming in here and talking to me or calling on up and saying, I need to talk to the judge about an extension?
Yes, sir, but I give you my word.
My word. You know how many times I've heard people give me their word that they don't follow through with?
2 weeks, sorry.
And I've never had anybody come in here and tell me in 30 years and 7 months that they're coming back. You tell me when you can pay the speeding ticket. Well, you owe $38 on the parking. When can you pay? I'm gonna let.
Next week.
Are you sure?
$38 next week.
Slow down.
Yes, sir.
Slow down. Are you sure?
I'm 100%.
I can give you more time if you need more time.
I'm about, well, just in case, how about the week after? Just in case. But I'm pretty sure I could have both tickets paid by next week.
Okay. I'm gonna do better than that. Pay this parking in full by July 25th. That's 2.5 weeks. And I'm gonna give you on the other case that you owe $193 on. did you say that you own a house, right? Do you have any kids?
Yes,
I thought you said
My
that.
son back there.
Where?
He's like, pick him up. That's my son right there.
Good.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't want him to be in
poverty.
You don't want him to be in poverty, right?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna give you until August the 8th to pay the other one. Given the fact that you told me you could pay both by next week, I've been more than fair. Now, if you don't have the money, come talk to me, call up, I'll go on Zoom, I'll give you an extension. I hate this when people ignore courts and then come in here with stories. Good luck. Thank you. Stop it. You owe it to that child to provide a roof over his head. Damon Anthony Shelton Jr., 25W837988. Morning, Lieutenant. Name, sir? Good, your name? UO309.
Yes, sir.
How much do you have today?
I don't have anything today.
Where do you work?
I don't have a job.
Why?
I got fired.
When'd you get fired?
I was working for a cement company. I actually do cement. I was making a good amount of money, actually, $25 an hour. The owner, he thought that I wasn't worth $25 an hour, so he told me he would pay me less, but it wasn't enough to pay my bills.
So you quit or you got fired?
No, I told him that I couldn't take less than what he initially.
Well, why didn't you get another job before you took him? You couldn't get, listen, it's your life. Just tell me when you can pay this.
I came here to make a payment plan.
Tell me what your payment plan proposal is. How much can you pay per week?
I can pay, this week I can pay $50 to start off, and then every other week after that, I can pay $30.
You have 50 now?
No, Friday.
You pay 50 by July the 11th?
Yes, sir.
Then 50 bi-weekly beginning July the 25th.
I said 30.
I'm sorry?
I said 30.
I thought you said 50 this week, and then you said 30?
Yes, sir. Then I said 30 bi-weekly.
All right. I'll let you do that. You gotta find a job.
I've been looking, if y'all hiring up here, I work up here.
Pardon?
I said, I've been looking for jobs every single day. If y'all hiring up here, I work up here. And I mean that with everything in me.
I just don't know what we would have for you.
I'm a jack of all trades. I do a lot of stuff.
Do you? You're a maintenance guy?
I can be.
All right, look, you pay 50 by Friday. You sure you can do that? 30 bi-weekly beginning July 25th.
Yes, sir.
Now, you just heard my conversation. If you don't have the money, no problem. Call the court, we'll go on Zoom, honor before a due date that you don't have the money on, or you can come up here, honor before the due. I'll give you an extension. I don't care if we have to do it 87 times, really. Just don't ignore me.
I'm gonna stick to my plan that I told you, sir.
All right, I wish you well. Good luck. Guzan, I'm sorry. Edward Hewitt Guzan, 25T644886, 25F243454. Your name?
Edward Guzan.
Where do you work?
I'm unemployed right now.
Why?
I got fired a couple months ago.
Why are you guys getting fired?
There was a argument between two coworkers and they fired both of us.
Where were you working?
Ganti.
Where?
Ganti Automotive.
Oh, I see. Okay. And how long ago did you get fired?
3 or 4 months ago.
Why aren't you working?
I have interviews later today for Subway, and then I have one tomorrow at Temp Farms.
$40 bi-weekly starting July the 25th. You'll pay that on 886, and then you pay 40 bi-weekly on the impeding. You don't have any money with you today?
I do not, but I can pay it in 2 weeks when I get my last check.
You owe 213 plus 237, you owe 450.
Yes, I know.
Tell me you can pay all of this in 2 weeks?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, you pay the impeding traffic by July 25th. That's 237.
Okay.
And then I'll still let you pay 40 bi-weekly beginning July 25th if you don't have all that money on the speeding charge, okay? Go find a job. Life is easier. Life's tough, right? I think it is. It's not easy. Good luck. People against Jacob Robert Zerbic, 25B1481318 and B.
Hello, Your Honor. Jacob Roberts Rubik.
Okay, good morning to you. You have 2 technical violations previously. You are on probation for operating while impaired on 8131A and for the drug charge on 8131B. You have 2 technical violations. Now, you're now on probation for, I'm sorry, you're now on, in court on a violation probation. It alleges that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for cocaine. That's count 1. There is a second count here. You understand the charge? They think you did that on June the 9th. Which ironically was the same day you were in here pleading guilty on another charge. Count 2 on both of these violations alleges that you provided a dilute sample on June 30. 5 samples, all dilute. Hang on. So if you plead guilty, or if you're found guilty here, given that you have 2 prior technical violations, you could have your probation revoked and you could be incarcerated for the maximum provided by law on these, which is 93 days on the impaired charge, and which is, this is a misdemeanor under local ordinance, 90 days on the drug charge. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
I did, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing. Do you understand that? You do have the right to a lawyer, and I'm going to be glad to give you one today at public expense if you want one. Would you like a lawyer?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Are you sure? Maybe you need to get one.
That's a good thing.
I think you should. I'll enter a not guilty plea for you, okay? I'll enter a not guilty plea. We're gonna have you meet with the lawyer today, and you'll come in front of me today, okay, John, for your hearing. You understand all of that?
Yes, sir.
So you can go out in the hallway. Again, I'm entering not guilty pleas on both counts. You'll meet with the lawyer, and then you'll come back in front of me. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, and good luck. All right, so I'm gonna move you guys out of here the quickest I can. So I want Tyler Olson at the podium. Tyler Lee William Olson, 25W839-056, up to the podium, or is he on Zoom? Lisa?
He's on Zoom, Judge.
And then I could have Craig Brown seated over at the table, Ahad Siddiqui seated at this table, my right, your left. Mr. Tyler Lee William Olson, 25W839-056. Is he coming in or?
Yeah, it moved him to a breakout room. Let me move him. There he is.
Your name, sir? You got to take your hat off, please.
Yes.
Name?
What?
I'm sorry?
What'd you say?
I need your name.
Tyler Olson?
You are not in a moving vehicle, right?
Yes.
You are or you are not?
Wait, what'd you say? Sorry about that.
Are you in a moving motor vehicle?
No, sir, I'm not.
You're going to plead to impeding traffic, right?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Do what?
I'm asking you, how do you plead to impeding traffic? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted. 185 is your total. I'll dismiss the commercial vehicle speeding charge. You can pay that today?
Would I be able to pay that tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll give you until tomorrow. You go right on 33court.com and make your payment, okay?
Okay, is that the email, is that the address that's also on my ticket?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Wait a minute. I didn't understand your question. Here are your questions.
Is that the same, the www.33court.com that's on my citation as well?
You're going to go on 33court.com with your case number and you can make your payment by a credit card or debit card. Okay?
That works.
All right, best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Craig Price Brown, 25B148732. Your name, sir?
Craig Brown?
All right, so you're going to plead to 1 to 5 over, correct?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'll accept the plea. The failure to yield is dismissed. 195 is your total. Cash your end of the hall. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Ahad Mahmood Siddiqui, 25B148695. Your name, sir?
Ahad Siddiqui, Your Honor.
Good morning. You're going to plead to impeding traffic, true?
Yes, sir.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Your Honor.
All right, you got to slow down. Come on, 79 or 45, right? Slow down. 160. Cashier into the hall to your right. Good luck. Ashley Marie Ballinger, 25B148651. And I'd like Willie Johnson and Michael Ponaworski seated at the table here. My right, your left. Good morning. Your name?
Good morning, Ashley Marie Ballinger.
So you met with them. You're going to plead to impeding traffic, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You got to be careful, okay?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible to impeding traffic?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea, dismiss the original charge, $200, cash your end of the hall to your right. We're all set.
Okay, Your Honor, I just wanted to ask you, can I get a little bit?
Sure. How much time do you need?
Maybe just like the month, you know what I mean?
No.
By the end of the month?
Yeah, I'll give you till July 31.
Perfect.
If you don't have the money, you call the court, we'll go on Zoom, or you can come up here on or before your due date, and I'll be glad to give you an extension, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Best of luck. Willie Johnson III, 25B148785. How you doing, sir? Your name?
Willie Johnson, third.
Good morning. You're going to plead to impeding traffic, right?
Yeah.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible? All right, gotta be careful, okay? 170. Cashier under the hall to your right.
Can I need some extra time?
How much do you have?
Maybe about a month, too.
A month? Where do you work?
Right.
You're making $32 an hour. What are you doing with all your money?
Whoa. You know, cost of living going up now, so I need a little time. That's okay.
I'll give you some time.
Appreciate it.
But think about what you're doing with your money. You're probably making 6 figures, at least. Huh?
Maybe.
Yes?
Something like that.
Do something with your life, will you? I mean, keep your money.
Trying to.
Okay. August the 7th, I'll give you to. If you need more time, call the court. We'll go on Zoom or come up here on or before that date. I'll give you an extension. Best of luck. Save your money. Good luck. Michael Ponaworski, 25W838317. How you doing, sir?
Good.
Your name?
Michael Ponaworski.
All right, so you're going to plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Lisa? Oh, I see. Court date letter was overlooked due to pile of mail.
Yes.
All right, I'll accept the plea 165. You just go down the hall, sign your bond over, deal with them on the bond, and you're all set, okay?
That's at the cashier's office?
Correct.
Okay.
And I did ask you, did I not, to the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Yes, responsible.
All right, I'll accept the plea. Good luck. Go sign the bond over and you're all set. Is Lynn Bombgarten ready? If you want to get your lawyer, you can do that. Amy Lynn Martin, 25 F244197. Your name? Right there. Yeah.
Amy Martin.
I think they're trying to tell me you ran a red light. They wrote you for impeding and you want to discuss it?
Yeah, so I was on Telegram.
I don't need to hear it. I'm just telling you that if he gets you a break, unless you think you weren't running red light.
No, because.
Okay, good enough. We'll set an informal, no problem. Lisa, give me a date and I'll have you come back that day, okay?
July 22nd at 9:30.
So 2 weeks from today, you'll be back in here at 9:30.
Can I look at my schedule?
Real quick. Can I have Kevin Manning up here at the table, my right, your left, as well as Javad Iqbal? Javad Iqbal. See. Okay?
22nd at what time?
9:30. Guys, have a seat at that table over there. I was seeing Kevin Manning and Javad Iqbal. Are you an interpreter or something?
Yeah.
Okay. No problem, you're fine. Good?
Okay, thank you.
Go down the hall and they'll give you a paper notice.
Okay, thank you.
Kevin Allen Manning Jr., 25F244196. Your name? All right, good morning. You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yeah.
Responsible or not responsible? You gotta be careful. He's saying you ran it without even touching the brakes. All right?
Yeah.
Be careful. All right?
Yeah.
I'll accept the plea 160. Cashier under the hall to your right, you're all set. How much do you have? Where do you work?
Just lost my phone.
All right, when can you pay it? July 25th? Ma'am, what case do you have? I'm gonna get you out of here. Tell me your name.
Last name's Powell.
I'm sorry?
Last name's Powell.
Okay, try to dig that one out. July 25th, you pay by. Can you pay by then?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
If you don't have the money, come talk to me, okay? Javad Iqbal, 25B148124. What's your name, young man?
My name's Mohammed.
Mohammed Iqbal?
Yeah.
And you are his son?
Yeah.
What language do you speak you speak English, obviously.
Yeah.
What language does he
He
speak?
speaks Urdu.
And you're fluent in Urdu?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you to raise your right hand, okay? I'm gonna swear you to an oath, your right hand. Your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will make a true and accurate translation between the court and the defendant.
Yes.
So you can put your hand down. So you're not here to advise them, you're here to just interpret, okay? So I'm gonna talk to you like you're him, and then you're gonna repeat the question to him, and then you repeat back his answer, okay? State your name, sir.
My name is Mohammed.
No. You gotta tell him in Urdu what I just asked him. What would he say? Okay. Now, I have a plea agreement here. Tell him that. That says that you are going to plead responsible to impeding traffic with the understanding that the original charge of improper lane use will be dismissed.
Yeah.
Is that your understanding? Is that how you wish to proceed?
Yeah, thank you much on that. During traditional citation, we will to citation.
Wait a minute, why are you guys having a conversation here? Just, is that how you want to proceed, is to plead to impeding traffic? Ask him that. That's 0 points, it won't go on your record.
0 point. Yes.
What do you say?
And you say yes.
To the charge of impeding traffic, how do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Okay, I give it responsible.
I'll accept the plea, tell him that. I'll dismiss the improper lane use.
Okay, and then I accept.
195 is the total, okay? Lisa, make sure you take that conviction, somehow the conviction got on his record, okay, please?
Okay.
195 is the total. Good luck. Thank
So
you.
it has to be paid online, right?
I'm sorry?
That has to be paid online, right?
No, you can pay right down the hall.
Okay, alright.
A lot easier than online.
I wasn't on that.
That's okay. He has the money?
Yeah, he's a.
All right, good enough. You're all set. Good luck. Trinity Nicole Powell, 25W838885. Good looking kid you got there, ma'am.
Sorry?
I said, that's a nice looking girl there.
Thank you.
You want an informal?
No, I don't.
You don't want an informal?
I asked for one. They told me no. I should.
Well, it doesn't look like you qualify for anything. If you plead responsible to this, let me see here. What do you got? You wrote you for 75 and a 70, which is 0 points. It's going to go on your record as conviction, but
I don't want it on my record.
I don't know what to tell you. I think he's telling you you don't qualify. Your record just looks thick, meaning there's a lot of entries. So you can do one of two things. You can either set it for an informal hearing, or you can plead responsible as charged to 75 and a 70. You plead
Points on it?
0, but it will go on your record.
I'll be guilty.
Okay, so you want to plead to 75 and a 70 to that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea. Ma'am. Your record. Is the insurance company sending you pastry baskets every Christmas? You got to slow down. I wouldn't even want to be thinking about paying your insurance rates. Why are you driving so fast?
Sometimes I get late to school and I'm in a nursing program, so I'm not allowed to be late to any of my.
Well, then leave earlier.
Sometimes it's hard to figure out at school, but that's no excuse. I can't leave
You
early.
got to slow down. I'm telling you, this record looks ugly. Can you pay the 135 today?
Yeah.
All right, best of luck. Have a good day. Thank you. All right, let's take Bombgarten, Lynn Marie Bombgarten, 23T703372. And good morning, Mr. Nahikian.
Good morning, Your Honor. 115-1520 on behalf of Ms. Baumgarten.
Your name, ma'am?
And Bontriger.
So this has been going on for a long time. This was a 2023 case. Defendant was sentenced in 2023. There was a 7411 case, the drug charge that was taken under 7411, and an attempt R&O. That was not taken under a statute, correct, Lisa?
Let me check. No, it was not.
So I revoked the 7411 status back on June the 2nd. I told her to bring proof of incarceration and that she attended Genesis. And I trust, and then you were here on the 10th, and I adjourned it so she could get it, and then I don't know why, but, I ordered an updated PSI. Do we have those documents, Mr. Nahikian? Have you seen them?
Yeah, I think we provided them last time, and we also got an additional certificate of completion from QBH.
Let me see what you have up there. How long was she incarcerated?
73 days.
All right. So for the record, I have from Quality Behavioral Health indicating she was admitted to the residential program on January 10th, successfully completed February 7th, admitted to recovery housing on February 8th, and then you left the facility on your own at that time? Yes?
Yes.
On March 31?
Okay.
Is that all true?
That's
Why did you leave?
Because I felt I was done and needed.
If I send you for a drug test right now, you gonna pass it?
Absolutely. Doing meetings online. I started the the guidance center program. I have 2 appointments to do therapy and psychology. I have to take this.
All right, so I'm gonna sentence her anew on these cases, counsel. Give me the first page of the register on each of these, and I'll listen to anything. First of all, did you read with her and review with her the updated pre-sentence report, and are there any material additions, corrections, or deletions?
Yes, the only correction is on page 2, when it says jail, I think it says jail in December. She was actually sentenced to jail on November 30th, 2023.
And spent, again, just do those. I thought she was gonna, did she ever bring me proof of incarceration?
Yeah, she did. We have it here with us.
Well, that's what I wanted to see too. November 23 until when?
So we went over this. So she had jail in 2023 from September 7th to October 2nd. And then
Hang on a second. September 7th to October 2nd?
Yep. Yes.
So that's only 25 days,
Right,
right?
and then she had November 30th.
Of 23?
Yes, to January 9th of 24.
Okay.
And then she had June 2nd to June 5th of this year.
I'm sorry, June what?
2nd to June 5th, and that was the Wayne County Jail. She was also in Trenton from May 31st to June 1st.
How's that been so far? You enjoying all this problem here? I'm serious. You just blew this off.
I understand, but I've done everything I can to.
I hate this when people abscond like this. I really do. What does she owe the money on, Lisa? Which case? Which count?
456.
Yeah, I don't know if it's count 1 or count 2.
She owes 456 on count 1, and she owes 330 on count 2.
Give me 1 second, please. I hope she has the money today, does she, counsel?
Can make payment arrangements.
You've had payment arrangements. It's been going on for 2 years. Where does she work at?
She works at Burger King, Your Honor. She's trying to get more hours there, up to about 30 hours a week. Just depends on the week.
I'm sorry, count 2, Lisa. She has, she owes how much? You said 3 something?
330.
anything else that you want to say?
Yes, Your Honor. So as she was stating earlier, she did sign herself up for the guidance center. She sees a therapist on the 15th. She sees a psychiatrist on the 28th. She's been doing NA Zoom on her own. She's attended at least 6 meetings in the last 2 weeks. And obviously absconding is never appropriate. She understands that. That's not something she would ever defend or say that she did the right thing. But I do think the ultimate goal here was to get her sober, to get her back to where she was prior to her run-ins with the law. And you can see they all kind of happened around the same time. And it was an addiction issue. She has addressed that issue. She's continuing to address that issue. She's been clean for, I think, almost 3 years. A year and 7 months now. She could test today. She could test whenever the court wants to. She's going to test negative. I can tell from talking to her she's not under any sort of intoxicant. She had been homeless. She's getting everything back together. I think the recommendation is appropriate that she be discharged without improvement and, if possible, put on a payment plan. And if the court's considering jail, maybe court work program in lieu of jail. But the goals of probation would have been to get her sober, to get her back working, to get her on the right track. And I think she's done those things. Obviously, it would have been better to do it through probation. But I do think she's in the right place, and I think the recommendation is appropriate.
Anything you would like to say, ma'am?
Just trying my best to get my life back together and sober, disassociated myself with any money from my past. I just want to continue doing good, and the guidance center helped me. I like the NA meetings. I just feel it'll help me. I've been applying for jobs. I'm looking for a second job or a better full-time job. So.
All right, so on count 1, I revoked the probation. On count 2, yeah. All right, so this is a little tricky, Lisa. So on count 1, that's the drug charge. I revoked the probation. I'm sentencing her anew. On count 2, that she did not show up for the, I want to just double check with you, Lisa, because this has been a little choppy here with her. She didn't show up for sentencing on the probation violation after I took the plea on October 30 of 23. I just want to make sure that my understanding is correct here.
On October 3rd?
30, I took a
30.
plea.
Okay, let me look.
Positive for cocaine. And I just want to make sure that, let me just double check something here.
On October 30th, I have a note that you adjourned it to November 13th because she had another case in Wyandotte. And on November 13th, she was inpatient. She appeared by video and you adjourned it to November 27th.
But she thought, and then she thought she had food poisoning. Then she didn't show up for sentencing on December 11th.
Correct.
She was in custody on December 11th.
Yeah, then December 26th, we received a plea by mail. She was in custody.
Right. All right, here's what I'm doing. I want to be clear that I'm first addressing count 2 because I never revoked her probation on that one. So on that one, probation is revoked. Defendant to serve 3 days on court work program and pay $350 in costs, or serve 1 year. So probation's revoked. You're served 3 days on the court work program. And pay $350 in costs or serve 1 year in jail. I'm gonna do the same on count 1. I'm gonna sentence her anew since I already revoked the 7411 status. On that one, it's gonna be 100 fines, 350 costs, 350 costs, 105 in court work program fees, because I'm also ordering 3 days court work. Those will run concurrent. Court work program days are concurrent. So you're gonna pay $555 or serve 365 days on that. So she owes $555. That's on count 1. On count 2, probation's revoked, and she has to pay $350 and serve 3 days. But again, those will run concurrent, or serve 1 year in jail. So she owes $555 plus $350, which is $905. Now, how much can she pay today? Anything?
Maybe $50.
All right. Lisa, I'm gonna let you set up a payment plan. Do you have time to do that?
Yeah, I can talk to her.
She'll set up a payment plan with you. You're also going to go meet with probation on the court work program days. If she wants copies of all these things, I'll be happy to give them to her. Lisa, she's got proof of incarceration, certificate of completion of the residential treatment program, and another proof of incarceration. Why don't you make copies of those for the file and give her back the originals, okay? So it might take a few minutes. You'll meet with probation and do the court work. You are lucky. At least you're taking the accurate or correct steps that it goes in there too. Okay? Good luck, ma'am. Thank you. Geisig, Julian DeJesus Geisig, 24W835-467. I would like seated at the table up here, Archie Williams and Samuel Holly. Where's Geisig at? Why are you going around that way? You guys can come up this way if you're called on this side of the courtroom, okay? Your name, sir? Charged with failure to attend the court work program on June 21 of 25, and failure to register for the Positive Strategies program. I placed you on probation just on March the 5th. You're here. If you plead guilty or are found guilty, this would be the first, well, actually, you have 2 prior technical violations. This would be 4. You could have your probation revoked, and you could be incarcerated for the maximum on this case, which is 45 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Understand that? You do have the right to an attorney. I'll be happy to provide you with one at public expense if you want one. Would you like one?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna give you a lawyer. I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea. And you can go talk to the lawyer, and you will come back in here with your lawyer for the probation violation hearing. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, best of luck. Archie Williams Jr., 25T645-798. Good morning, Mr. Williams. Your name?
Good morning, Archie Williams Jr.
All right. You're going to plead responsible to impeding traffic, true?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Please expect accepted speeds dismissed. 160 is your total. Cash your rent of the home. You're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Samuel Fitzgerald Holly, 25T645-702. Your name?
Samuel
All
Fitzgerald.
right. Good morning to you. You're going to plead to impeding, right?
Yes, sir.
And then they're going to dismiss the traffic signal violation, right?
Yes.
To that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right. 160 is your total. Cash your under the hall to your right. Good luck. Original charge dismissed. Joseph Dietrich. 25T645-680. Uh-oh. Somebody took John, you took those search warrants down there.
I got them right here.
Okay, just hold them here.
Yeah, I just didn't want to mix them up.
6645680. Your name?
Joseph.
So I got T25T645680 A and B. All right, I'm sorry. Your name again?
Joseph Dietrich.
All right, so you met with the department rep. You're going to plead to impeding traffic, right? And then they're going to dismiss. That's on count 1, which is the speeding. Count 2, improper lane use. They're going to dismiss, right?
Yes, sir.
To that charge of impeding traffic on count 1, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Please accepted. Count the speeds dismissed. The improper lane use is dismissed. On count 2, 680B, 160 is your total. Cash your rent of the hall to your right, and you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Robert Leo Hammond, 24B1463115A. And could I have Marion Lango and Matthew Jones seated up at the table here? Sir, if you prefer, you can have a seat at the table if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay, you can have a seat right there. Your name?
Robert Hammond.
You're charged with failure to submit the monthly testing as ordered on May the 12th of 25, and also failed to submit the monthly testing as ordered on June the 17th of 25. If you plead guilty or if you are found guilty, there being no prior technical violations, you could be incarcerated for 10 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you will be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have the right to a lawyer? I'll be happy to give you one at public expense. Would you like a lawyer?
I'll get one.
Can I
explain?
Hang on a second. You want to hire your own or you want to go out and use the public defender?
Well, I guess I'll use the public defender then.
Okay, is that what you want to do?
Can I explain?
It's not really, this is not a trial, it's not a hearing. You need to consult with the lawyer and the lawyer can tell you what to do or at least advise you as to what to do, okay? So I'm gonna enter a not guilty plea for you. I'm gonna set you up with a court-appointed lawyer. My court officer will take you out. Either way, you're coming back in front of me then, okay? Do you understand that with your lawyer?
Pardon? Say that again?
Either way, after you consult with this lawyer, you're coming back in front of me with your lawyer.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
Right, that'll be now, right?
Today, yeah. I mean, he's got a lot going, but yes.
Just have a seat in the hallway.
And he'll set you up with the lawyer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Mary Ann Lendo, 25F244162. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Good morning, sir.
Your name?
Mary Lango.
All right, so we're going into oncoming traffic, it says. What in the world? What are we doing?
Well, Your Honor, this particular morning, I was going to a customer that I always go to. I go there several times a month. And when I come down Hall Road, it dead ends right there. Van, I can't think of the name.
Van Horn?
Say what?
Van Horn?
Not Van Horn, it's Van. What's that? I can't think of the name.
It's gotta be Van Horn.
Anyway, it dead ends right there. I get to the stop sign, I look to the right, no one coming, and I start look to the left and I start proceeding. That's when I noticed all these one-way signs pointing in the other direction. And they're on the construction site. So immediately I started to back, I was going back up and get out of there.
Okay. I don't mean to interrupt you.
They what?
I don't mean to interrupt you. But you told them you want to plead to impeding traffic. Is that what you still want to do?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to ask you how you plead to impeding traffic. Is that fair?
Say it again.
I'm just going to ask you how you plead to impeding traffic. If you tell me, Judge, I want a hearing, I'll set it for hearing. You're going into this explanation that I just don't need to hear.
Right. But I thought you asked me for that explanation.
I mean, I guess I kind of did. I don't know what to tell you. I said, what were you doing? You were going around closed road signs. It's so, look, you're driving a commercial vehicle. You got to be careful.
Right.
I'm going to take your plea to impeding if you want me to. and I'm gonna charge you $235, which is on our fine schedule.
Okay.
Is that what you wanna do?
Yes.
Or do you wanna tell me your explanation?
Well, that was my explanation.
Okay, good enough, good enough. I just wanted to make sure I didn't cut you off. To the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Okay, I'm gonna accept your plea. I'll dismiss the driving without due care and caution. $235 is your total, okay?
Okay.
You can go right down the hall and pay that. Please be careful, will you?
I will.
Have a good day. Good luck. Matthew Daniel Jones, 25F244171. Mr. Jones, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Your name?
Matthew Jones.
Okay, you gotta be careful, okay? All right. Where do you go to school at?
MIAT.
What?
MIAT.
Okay, good. All right, so you're gonna plead impeding, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible to that?
Responsible.
Okay, good to know. All right, 150 is your total. You're all set. Go down the hall and take care of it. Good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is David Michael White here? David Michael White? He's responsible as charged. This is file 25W8390022. He didn't show. Case is scheduled for 8:45. Default judgment's entered. Park Jun Reed. Park Jun Reed, 25W8390023. Is he on Zoom, Lisa? No, he's not here either.
Not on Zoom.
Defendant failed to appear. This was scheduled for 8:45, default judgment. Thomas Lee Summers, 25B145053. And then I would like Zachary Richard Williamson seated at the table there. Do we have any felonies coming in here yet, John?
Not moving for anything yet.
How you doing, Mr. Summers? Do you want to have a seat there, or would you rather?
No, that's fine.
How you doing?
Good.
I remember you.
Yeah, we went to school together.
You lived on Churchill.
So, Newman.
Newman.
Yeah.
Oh, same neighborhood. Where's the time gone?
Pardon me?
Where's the time gone?
Flying by, Judge.
It really is. Are you doing okay?
Yes, sir.
Crazy. I know. Well, anyway, you're going to plead to impeding traffic, right?
Yes.
All right. There was an accident, right?
Yes.
With another car?
Yes.
All right. So I just want you to understand they wrongly entered this. It's a $195 ticket. I'll still give you impeding, but I want you to understand that. You understand that?
Yes.
The charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea. 195 is your total. You ever see any of those other guys?
No.
I know, time's flying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh? You actually graduated what, in 73
I
or
did
4?
graduate. I joined the service in 73.
Okay, well, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Can you pay that today or you need time?
Yes.
All right, take care of yourself.
All right, you also.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right, can I have Zachary Richard Williams, 25B147804A? Could I have Tamia Henderson over at the table here? And Gary Jackson? At least I'm trying to do these, separate some of these with probation cases, so you guys don't have 400 people down there. Your name, sir?
Zachary Williamson.
All right. Wow, 5 counts. Failure to submit the weekly testing is ordered on June 6th. They say you showed for testing, were unable to submit a sample 3 times, attempted. June 9th, same thing. Failed to submit a sample, attempted 3 times. June 19th, attempted 2 times. Didn't submit a sample. June 21. What? Attempted 1 time. Didn't submit a sample. June 24, attempted 1 time. 5 5 counts. Plead guilty, your probation could be revoked. These all arise out of a separate event, transaction, or occurrence, so you could have your probation revoked, and you could be incarcerated for 93 days. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. There will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to a lawyer. I'll be happy to give you one at public expense. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Would you like a lawyer?
No, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. I'll enter a not guilty. Well, first of all, I'm going to ask you how you plead. I'm going to need Beth in here. To the charge, you failed to submit submit the weekly testing as ordered on June 6, 25. Failed to submit a sample. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
All right, we're just going to have a hearing. I'm going to enter a not guilty plea. We need Beth in here. And so I'm going to enter a not guilty plea on all 5 counts. And then we'll have the hearing and we'll go from there. Okay? Any questions?
What will this hearing be?
Right tonight, in about 5 minutes. You can have a seat. Thank you. Darnell Lorenzo White. Darnell Lorenzo White. Who's this? What are they doing here? Where's Darnell White? Is Darnell White here?
Yep, I'm bringing him in right now, Judge. It's a Judge Hessen case.
Mr. White, your name? I can't hear you, sir.
Darnell White.
Mr. Burgess, your appearance?
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please this honorable court, David Burgess, on behalf of Darnell White, both of us appearing via Zoom.
All right, so you need an adjournment, right?
Yes, Your Honor. We just received the digital discovery this morning, and I just need to review it with my client. 1 week would be sufficient.
Mr. White, you have the right to a probable cause conference within 14 days of the date of the arraignment. If I grant that request to adjourn the case, that means the probable cause conference will not take place within 14 days of the date of the arraignment. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your lawyer needs additional time to prepare. You understand that? And he's asking me to adjourn the case.
Yes.
Do you wish to waive your right to have the probable cause conference within 14 days?
Yeah.
Anybody force you to give up that right?
No.
All right, Lisa, they've got all kinds of different dates on here. They had July 9th and 15th or something, it looks like. So we're gonna do it July 15th and 22, Lisa or Heather, is that right?
If he just wants a week, we can do July 15th at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna set it for exam too. July 22nd, the exam will be at what?
We can do the 22nd at 11:30.
Okay, so that's what I'll set, Mr. Burgess. You're gonna have, the July 15th at 10 will be the, probable cause conference. July 22 at 11:30 will be the exam. Let me just double check something here.
Yeah. And
It looks like bond was set. Was this an out county magistrate or what, Mr. Burgess? Do you know that said all this?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it was an out county magistrate. I did not appear for the arraignment. I know it was released over a weekend.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue the bond. He showed up. Bond is continued, and we'll see you back here July 15th, sir. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else,
No,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Burgess? Have a good day. Thank you, gentlemen.
No, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
Recalling Zachary Richard Williamson. 25B147804A. And then I'm gonna do Henderson and Jackson right next. Sir, your name?
Zachary Williamson.
Elizabeth Westbridge, Your Honor.
All right, so I'm gonna swear her in. She's going to testify, and then you'll have the right. Do you need your phone for something?
I have my notes on my phone.
So I'm gonna swear her in, and then you have the right to testify or remain silent. I'm not gonna ask you whether you wish to testify until after she does. After she's done, you have the right to question her. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you still wish to proceed without a lawyer?
Yes.
Raise your right hand, Ms. Wiles. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you will give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. On the show cause dated June 25th, 2025, first count that the defendant failed to submit to his weekly chemical testing. His initial test being June 6, 2025. He did show for testing, however, he was unable to provide a sample, what we call C&U of could not urinate. He did make attempt 3 times before leaving the facility. Count 2, very similar, as well as count 3 and count 4 and count 5. He failed to submit to weekly chemical testing June 9th. He was a C&U. At that point, he attempted 3 times. Count 3, that he appeared on June 19th for his weekly chemical testing. He was a C&U. At that point, he attempted 2 times. He failed to submit to his weekly testing. Count 4, June 21, he was a C&U. He attempted 1 time. Then he failed to submit to weekly chemical testing as ordered. June 24, count 5, he was a C&U and he attempted 1 time. Mr. Williamson, I spoke with him, communicated with him back and forth quite a bit about how to have a successful urine sample. He provided a doctor's note on June 20th. I did inform DNA at that point in time to allow him some space and some time due to shy bladder. It was a letter from his psychiatrist. And that again was provided June 20th. He was still C&U when provided a little bit of space and time that's appropriate, June 21 and June 24. Since the date of this violation, Mr. Williamson did show for testing the 26th. It appears that he was successful in providing the sample. However, June 30th, he again was a C&U. He attempted 1 time and he didn't return after that. When I spoke with the staff, the supervisor over at DNA, Mr. Williamson wants to be able to basically use the restroom without anybody near him or in the bathroom, which is not acceptable by our standards. We do allow pat down. We do allow him to be able to use the restroom, but a male attendee does have to be in there. We can't allow a stream to start before the attendee is in the room so that he can provide a good legitimate sample.
Do you have any questions of her?
What was that?
Do you have any questions of her?
No.
Do you wish to testify or do you wish to remain silent?
I wish to testify.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear, right hand. You solemnly swear affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you will give in these proceedings will be the whole truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
Okay, what would you like to tell me?
I agree with everything she says. I am very, very sorry. I want to provide a sample, but I'm very nervous and I cannot urinate with someone in the room. I have a very shy bladder. I don't want to be in front of my friends or family or anyone like that. I haven't drank since my accident. I promise that, and I want to prove that to the court. And I understand that they need to prove that I have an honest test. That's why they're supervising the urinate. But on June 13th, I went to the guidance center and they tested me there, and I was given privacy there, and I was able to provide a sample. I asked the guidance center to send that test to the court, and that would prove that I'm sober. Additionally, I was on the sober link until the 23rd of June, and that would also prove that I haven't drank.
Is that true?
He was, and he was compliant with his sober link to an extent, Your Honor. Mr. Williamson was not exactly very timely with his sober link, but he nonetheless did comply with his blows over the course of the 2 months that he was ordered to be on it. He was late 15 times. Those lates can range anywhere from 30, 40 minutes upwards to over an hour. So
Can
nothing,
can I see the screening?
yep,
This was alcohol, not drugs, right?
yes, Your Honor, a high BAC, Mr. Williamson's 21.
Okay, my apologies. I interrupted you. Were you saying something else?
Nothing else. The letter from his psychiatrist did indicate exactly what we do as policy and procedure. Did ask for a pat down and extra time to urinate, which is again our protocol. The guidance center, just so that you're aware, Judge, is an unwatched, completely unwatched test. Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
No, Your Honor.
I'm thinking about how I can frame this. I'm not sure why. Look, here's what I'll do. I'm not going to let you just go into a bathroom and shut the door. I mean, that is not. You get all kinds of flaky. What did I order testing wise?
He's weekly at this point, Your Honor.
We're going to kind of start over here. Defendant's required to submit to weekly testing until, I'm going to say October the 10th. Defendant permitted to test with pat down searches. So they're going to pat you down every time. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll dismiss the show cause. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You got a letter from your doctor. I'll dismiss that. I'm somewhat reluctant, but I will do that for you. But you're going to submit to weekly testing until July 10th. And then the schedule for testing from date of sentence to be implemented. Okay? Ms. Wiles, are you following me?
Yeah, after the October 10th date, we'll reduce them accordingly, Your
Correct.
Honor. Yep.
Okay? So you're gonna meet with her. I don't know if you even need to meet with her. You just convey to them pat down searches, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. And just for the record, that's what Mr. Williams' son is already being offered for at least his 5 last chemical tests, and he's still indicating he cannot see me again. So we can give it another try, but this is.
Listen. Well, where are they standing? Where are they standing after they do the pat down search?
They'll stand in the doorway, Your Honor. So instead of being inside the kind of the stall door, they're going to be in the door after they do shirt up.
I don't know what the problem is with that. I mean, I want to be understanding here. I see this happen now and then, but you're going to have to figure out a way to go, or you're going to have to pay for blood tests every week, and that is expensive.
How much would the blood test be?
Some.
Yeah, obviously ETG is not offered in the blood, Your Honor. It would be alcohol, and the window is very short.
Well, I know, but we could also do the blood test and SoberLink is what I'm thinking here. I mean, you want to be on a SoberLink and go test with blood every week?
How much would the blood test be?
It's over about $100, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have to double check. We do have a new place that I've been trying to work with as far as keeping the cost down, but it is very pricey.
It is. I expect you to test. This is not a big deal. You've got your back to them. They've done a pat down search. You urinate, period. I don't want to go through this again, okay? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what else I can do. That should solve the problem. Okay? You understand?
Yes.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Tamia Jean Henderson, 25W838747. Your name, ma'am? You're going to plead to impeding traffic, right? Responsible or not responsible to that?
Responsible.
Get a flat tire?
Yeah, the last time.
All right. Okay, you posted a bond, 195. How fast were you going?
I don't know.
98? Come on. What are you driving
It
like
was a new car, that ain't my fault.
What's that?
It was a new car, that ain't my fault.
It wasn't your fault? Whose fault was it?
The car. It was
The car? It drove itself? Seriously?
That ain't my fault, it was new.
Now, I've never heard that one before. I'll accept the plea, 195. You go sign your bond over. Slow down, please. Okay? You're gonna hurt yourself or somebody else. Will you please slow down?
Yes.
Thank you. Gary Richard Jackson, 25T645830. How you doing, Mr. Jackson? Your name?
Christopher, Gary Jackson.
All right, you're gonna plead to impeding traffic, true?
True.
All right, to that charge, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
This is a commercial vehicle, was it?
Yes.
All right, please accepted, 180 is your total. You're all set, cash in the hall. Best of luck to you. Pregler, Tyler, Michael, Pregler, 25T645853. Could I have Amy Duong seated at the table, please, as well as Landon Vita. Your name, sir?
Tyler Pregler.
You're gonna plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
That's what you wanna do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Responsible or not responsible to that? All right. All right. All right, 165, traffic signal charge dismissed. Go down the hall, take care of it. You're all set. Good luck.
Have a good one.
You too. Amy Land Duong, 25F244177. How are you? Your name?
Amy.
All right, so you're gonna plead to impeding traffic, right? Responsible or not responsible to that charge? Pardon? I'll accept the plea. 150 is your total. Cashier under the hall to your right, and you're all set. Good luck. Thank you. James Joseph Thomas, 24W726283. Are they on Zoom, Heather?
Yes, but the attorney judge had to step away for a moment. She said she would be back on.
Okay. Marquez Fields, Marquez Lobata Fields, 25T645836. Your name?
Marquez Levita Fields.
Good morning. You're going to plead to impeding traffic and they're going to dismiss the speeding, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible to that?
Responsible, sir.
Got to be careful, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. 170 is your total. Cashier under the hall to your right and you're all set. Good luck.
Thank you.
Emily Paterno, Emily Kristen Paterno, 25F244241. I'm sorry. I forgot y'all. Come on up here, ma'am. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Name?
Emily Paterno.
All right, you're gonna plead to impeding traffic, correct?
Correct.
Is that charge responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea, 150. Cashier under the hall to your right.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Landon John Vita, 25F244062. Your name, sir?
Landon Vita.
All right, Mr. Vita. What happened here?
Got into a little accident.
Les, how long you been driving?
2 years, Your Honor.
You've had 2 traffic accidents.
Yes.
You're gonna mar your good-looking face if you're not careful, okay? Or hurt somebody else or yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Your Honor.
For the charge of impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Be careful, please. 205. Cashier under the hall to your right. Good luck.
Thank you. Can I pay with the card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Credit card?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
You got enough limit on there?
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Where's Jacob Cannon? Is he here? Come on up. Jacob Martin Cannon, 25F244153. How you doing?
Good, Your Honor, thank you.
Your name?
Jacob Pennant.
You're gonna plead to 5 over, 1 point, right?
Yes, sir.
Responsible or not responsible today?
Responsible.
Okay, you gotta be careful. 135, I'll want to charge. You get, come on, good luck.
Thank you.
No leader Rice. No leader Wileen Rice. 25W838904. Where's no leader Rice? Oh, this is a default. Defendant failed to appear. It was scheduled for 9:30. Responsible is charged by default. Megan Ann Watson, 25T645 408. Come on up to the podium. Could I have Roger up here? Brian Rogers seated at the table and Pamela Patterson seated at the table. Your name, ma'am?
Megan Ann Watson.
All right, you're going to plead to impeding traffic, right? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
All right. Okay, let's see here. You gotta be careful. 205 is your total, please accepted. Good luck. Cashier under the hall to your right. Yes, how much can you pay today? When can you pay the rest?
Next month.
Where do you work?
Reefer Peterbilt.
I'm sorry,
Reefer Peterbilt.
can you pay 50 a week or not?
Yeah.
50 today, $50 due beginning July the 18th. That's next Friday.
Okay,
You pay 50 a week then, okay?
all right.
If you don't have the money, come talk to me. I'll be glad to give you an extension. Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Christopher Lamar Stafford, 25W838712. Defendant failed to appear at a default judgment entered in favor of plaintiff against defendant. Pamela Marie Patterson, 25T645619. Defendant failed to appear. That was scheduled for 8:45. It's now 10:16. Default judgment. Roger Brian Michael Roger, 25T645725. Your name?
Brian Roger?
You're going to plead to impeding, right?
Yes.
Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
$160 is your total. Cashier under the hall to your right. Good luck. Original charge dismissed. Kathleen Margaret Strong, 25T645.
No, I'm totally fine. Like, love it, love it, love it. Can I ask why?